What's up, y'all? Welcome back, man. It's your boy D Friend.
What's good? It's your boy B Neil.
Back in a bit of another episode of Absolute Your Podcast. Brace yourselves. We got a lot of things to get into today. A lot of things to discuss. Salute to the stream bot. Salute to Stream Elements for being in the building. So, man, it's been a hectic week for me. You know, a lot of shit going on. Not too much in the news that I've seen so far. Not a lot of shit really going on, but you know how we do here. You know how we make it shake. We'll figure out something. I'm sure we'll still spend 2 hours talking about a whole bunch of different shit. So how was your week?
Man, that's pretty good. To be honest, I finally got back in stocks. I had took shit. It's been like probably like three, maybe 4 months off of stocks just to take it so many L's. I had to bag off and shit like that. But went back to studying and I'm back in the market. So
All right, I see. I see you
you
over
only
there,
can
brother.
win when you're in, baby. You only can win when you're in.
Yeah. So not an actual live trail. Please don't mention lives ever again. Every time I was going live, you were never in the live. So I was really only acquiescing to you, nigga. And if you ain't gonna be there, nigga, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. And I ain't gonna lie, the videos, like just doing videos, seem to me give me a lot more views than going live. So hey, I'm almost 800 subscribers on my channel. So make sure to go subscribe to Different Show as well if
Oh
you ain't
yeah, go
subscribed over
sub
there.
up, man.
Um, Got to hit 1,000. I need 900 more watch hours. I'm at 3,100 watch hours over there, so I need 900 more watch hours to hit 4,000, and I need 1,000 subs so we can get that channel monetized over there as well. So make sure y'all do that for your boy if you're not already subscribed to the D French Show channel already. So you already said what you had. You said you was back in the stocks, you back to getting the money, you back to getting the loot, you back to getting the moolah.
Give me
What do
that
you
loot.
want
Give
to
me that
talk
loot.
about first?
Well, last time we was on, I think it was like we was doing verses or something. The Mikey Williams conversation came up. We didn't really get into it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you talked about it already, but
I talked about it briefly just because initially there was like a lot of about it preliminary information when I was talking about like 5 different of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I was like, with that charge, like who knows what could happen. And from what we're seeing, what happened is, well, what he says happened, or whoever says happened, that people was up in his house. He told him to leave. It got physical. I guess he started shooting. I guess and it's like if they're intruders, I don't know. Like if he's shooting at intruders, I don't see the harm in that.
well,
So
so it was like the Jerry situation where I feel like he came to the house after I ain't really fuck with him. I told him to get out. And it was kind of maybe some confrontation or something like that. I don't know if they fought. The reports I seen, it didn't say anything about a fight. It just told them to
uh-huh.
get out and they left. And pretty much while they was driving off in the car, he started shooting at them.
Okay, well
It
he's not.
wasn't like a um it wasn't like a shootout
Yeah.
or it wasn't like a fight and he was getting his ass over or something like that. It was kind of like they had their back turned essentially. And it was three minors and then like I guess I'm assuming two adults. Um well, I don't know. When it minors is just under 18, so it could have been like some other 18, 19-year-olds or something like that as well. But it seems mighty stupid.
Yeah,
It definitely seems mighty
just
stupid.
to give you trail, Mikey Williams is a high school basketball star. Supposed to be making a couple millions coming up when he goes over to Memphis next year in NIL deals. He's been talked about forever since Instagram has kind of created these high school basketball stars.
Yeah, he
And
was like
apparently he got
Lonzo kind of. I
charged or
mean,
he got arrested, charged, whatever, with multiple assault with a deadly weapon charges, which in LA can only get you about if you get convicted, you'll get 6 months in jail for each of those charges. So he's potentially facing like 2.5 years from what I'm seeing. But isn't that crazy though? Let me just back this up real quick. If what I saw is true, right? And they're saying each of Mikey Williams' charges faces up to 6 months in county jail. That's 2.5 years. What's different from what you just described? If everything, all the events you happened that you said described are true, what's different from that in Tory Lane's facing 20 years?
that's crazy. I only thing that someone in that like contrary opinion, they'll probably say somebody actually got hit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. She did get hit. Okay, yeah,
But regardless, I don't think it's that far off to answer your question. I don't think it should be. I could see if he was facing 5 to 10 years, basically. Like if he didn't get that because he young, first time offense, he got a future, do probation. If he didn't get that, I could understand it because people do deserve a second chance. Um, but he still should be like, or anybody in that situation should be like 5 to 10 years. Like
shit.
6 months for like literally shooting at a car, essentially, is like that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it's just I ain't really got nothing to say about it, but it's just
He hit the car. It wasn't like he missed. He hit the car. It just didn't penetrate or hit nobody.
song and dance, man. People just doing dumb shit when they're at like they're at the pinnacle of about to ascend to another level of greatness in life, and they just find a way to mess it up. Like Mikey Williams, he's been famous for a long time. I thought he'd been out of high school. I thought he'd been supposed to be in college. Like they've been talking about Mikey Williams for I feel like the past 4 years.
Yeah, because he been in the limelight. He was just like the Ball family as far as having his own brand, having I don't know if it was a Facebook or he just had like a YouTube, a lot of stuff where it's like basically kind of day to day following
Highlights,
them.
dunking, doing this, Instagram going crazy. But
But
hopefully it works out for him. But like it's always like I know in this society we want to feel sorry. It's just hard to feel sorry for someone in that situation with that much to lose to like let yourself go. And I know I can understand how everybody has those bad moments. I can understand that, but it's still like hard to fathom that
yeah,
that moment will put you in that type of situation.
why does he even have a gun? To be honest, like I'm pretty sure he's living at home. Like I don't think he's staying by himself at this age. So it's like, what is going on as far as him even having guns, being that accessible? Like, where was the parents? Where like what was going on as far as to even let this get this out of hand? And for Mikey, it just we talk about this shit on a day to day. It's like these black kids thinking what these black kids acting like what they think black people supposed to be acting like, or black men supposed to be acting like. It seemed like it's another example of that as far as the John Morant and what he could have turned out in being,
Yeah.
as far as waving a gun, acting like that type of person. And it seemed like that was a slippery slope. And we see it's like once again, Mikey Williams, I would never fucking expect that from him. Like that's not the like I don't get that type of character. Even with him being aggressive on the court, I don't get him shooting a gun, pulling the strap type of
Yeah,
dude.
being aggressive on the court to being aggressive to be shooting at people, that's like a big parallel between the two people. Just like I said, I hope for his sake that it's
Weird.
some big misunderstanding and nobody that whatever's coming out is not true. But if it is true, it's like you're not even like I get you're famous now. That's nothing. Maybe we shouldn't make high school kids famous. Maybe we shouldn't make them famous to hit the NBA because you may already think you've like made it. You may already think you're there because to be honest, like if Mikey Williams was to become a bust in college and a bust in the NBA, just your high school success, even though you're famous, ain't going. They're gonna forget about you. Johnny Manziel was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I was in college. Nobody gives a fuck about Johnny Manziel
I
anymore. So
think it's
imagine being a
about how
high
you
school star,
raised. I
huh?
honestly think it's how you raised, bro. Like, cause
Well,
I'm thinking
I'm just talking about fumbling an opportunity. Like you're not even like you're not even. Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine? Like, if we had social media when we was in high school. I'm about to say, oh, if we had social media, but it wasn't like high schoolers were getting like famous from their highlights. But just imagine you were in high school in 10th grade, you was going crazy. You had 30 sacks, whatever, and you had a million followers in high school. Everybody's talking about you from Stephen A. to whoever. You probably be thinking like, nigga, I'm already like NFL. I'm already famous. And then
yeah,
you say
I
you
mean you would
crash
think
out.
that, but it's all depending on how you raised. Cause Tiger, the Williams sisters, plenty of young celebrity stars. I know some of them go down the wrong,
But you gotta think they're in the thing already. They're
but they
already
still,
in. Serena's already at
but
the
so
French Open. This nigga ain't in the NBA. He in high school still.
but my thing is she wasn't the legend that she was. So it was plenty of steps along the way that they could have fumbled as far as like let's say Tiger got shown when he was like 6 or something. So imagine his going through the amateur ranks and stuff. Everybody know who Tiger Woods was, and he got that buzz. He could fumble it, but he raised right. The Venus and Serena, they was raised right. Like when they was 10, 11, 12, let's say even 15, 16. Like, yeah, they were great, like for their age, but it was plenty of times they could have fucked that up along the way as far as obviously they women, so it's a lot different. But I just feel like it's how you raise, bro. And I get what you're saying, they already in it, but I still feel like it's a mentality of having success at a young age. Like, because it's not like he didn't earn it to a degree. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he doing the work, he's talented, he's uber successful. So it's not like he didn't earn it, but if he raised right, I feel like he could be groomed to be able to handle it better. So it's it's a tough situation. Like I don't know if it's an absolute, like you said, like as far as not making any of them famous, but it is a dangerous territory, and you do got to be careful for sure, though.
You know. So all right, we'll see what happens with Mikey Williams, man. What else we got on the docket? I see Jonathan Majors not looking good for him. Once one person comes out, they all start coming out, man.
It's another case.
Man, it's got victims speaking out left and right on Jonathan Majors right now.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought it was
So,
like
in
some
a
of the same
statement from
shit.
People, Jonathan Majors' lawyer says Jonathan Majors is innocent and has not abused anyone. We provided irrefutable evidence to the district attorney that the charges are false. We are confident that he will be fully exonerated. This comes after a report from Variety that says multiple alleged victims are working with the district attorney's office in the case against Majors. Multiple women, or I'm assuming women, are working against Jonathan Majors right now. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know.
What is he like choking out a bunch of them?
That's
Is
what,
it
that's
like
what I'm trying to
what
figure.
kind of
I don't think
situation is
I
it?
don't think they've released what they allege that he did, but to get to like, could you imagine working your whole life to get to the pinnacle? Like he's a Marvel villain. He's in big box office movies like Creed. Then one bad instance with your girl leads to multiple people start coming out against you. Now I don't know what I haven't seen what they said he did, but that's got to be like the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah,
You were just thinking about him
speaking.
getting dropped from his agency, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, I was still assuming it was from the original situation, and I'm gonna speak as if he's innocent because obviously innocent proven guilty. Yeah, it'd be crazy to get to that level and it all be stripped away from you. It's like, yeah, you rich. Yeah, you can just go off and honestly, he could retire and not give a fuck. Let's say at his age right now, or he can go off and do like B rolls and shit like that, and still have a successful career as far as financially, right? He could do that, but even then, at some point, your ego and your pride is like, bro, I worked so hard for all this stuff to just be taken away. I wanted to be considered the Denzel. I wanted to be considered the Morgan Freeman or some other great black actor of my time, and now it's just being pulled away. It could break you, bro. It could literally break you.
So I'm just reading through the article to see if it's specified. It doesn't specify anything. It just says that multiple women started coming out. It says that with the series of high-profile and lucrative roles on the horizon now, all eyes are on his future with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where he is poised to play the titular Kang in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Majors is still attached to star in the film, which is slated to be released May 2nd, 2025, and he's poised for a $20 million payday, including back end compensation. He was also signed to star in Avengers Secret Wars, which is slated to debut in 2026.
20 million getting snatched is crazy,
Crazy.
especially
But
over
like I said, it's one
allegations.
of them things, man. It's like, see, this is different for me than the Tory Lane shit, because Tory Lane shit, I'm kind of looking like, okay, it was either him or her. At first, I was like, why wouldn't he blame the friend? So my spidey senses are pointing towards Tory. But with this, you know, it just always feels weird when, like, yeah, I get it, he got caught with the white girl, even though she's saying that he didn't do it. Now people are saying that looks like a woman who's got Stockholm syndrome. But when something happening like I don't know, I'm throwing a number out there, but let's say four more people just jump out the woodworks, it feel like we see an injured gazelle settlement, possibly an easy settlement just to get you out of my face. That's what it looked like. I ain't gonna lie. That's what it looks like optically. Now, if they start pulling out proof and showing this and showing that, that's different. But just like, oh, he beat up his girlfriend in Times Square. She backs out. Oh, we're still gonna go with charges. Now, oh, we have multiple women coming to the district attorney's office. Eh.
So the reason why I can agree with you is because like where were y'all this whole time before the situation happened? Were y'all quiet because y'all didn't have evidence? Were y'all quiet because y'all was just like the prototypical thing they say, just like I was so beaten trauma? But it's just so weird how nobody has the courage to stand up and say anything. Not just one woman. If it be multiple, they be coming out the woodworks. None of them had the courage to say anything until it's that one big like major thing that pops up in the headlines about that person. And it does seem weird, bro. And it make me think, like you said, like somebody could easily just come up as a settlement, but it got to be some lawyers out there. It got to be people that's literally professionals in this. Like, hey, this person on some shit, bro. Let's try to get indicted. Let's try to get this nigga indicted even more. Like, it got to be people out there. Like at this point, it's too
Anybody,
lucrative.
anybody with any proof that they've ever had any interaction with him, hit me up.
Yeah, it's like how people scam car insurance or like insurance by fucking up their car or burning their place down and getting the insurance money. They find ways to literally, it's people that are like built to find ways to do shit like that. Now at this point, this happening so much, bro. I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. And at some point, do you even gotta prove that you even was around this fucking like when it's so many people, that person's not gonna remember your face. That person may like you may look familiar. Like they could just say they was at this club or some bullshit. Like
Bro,
at this point, when the numbers be that high,
I'm just looking at all this shit he had. Like he was about to play Dennis Rodman in a movie called 48 Hours in Vegas. He was about to play a movie with Spike Lee called The Understudy. He had a film that he was gonna do next to Will Smith. Like he had a whole bunch of shit. And obviously Marvel, you don't gotta mention that. All these things lined up to put him at a certain pinnacle of the actor sphere of all time. And now it just all comes crashing out. Trell said he was messing with the snow bunnies. I don't know if that's necessarily the
now he look
reason,
like he it look like he dabbling in the snow.
but you know, like I said, I feel bad. Like I said, if it's all fake shit, I feel bad for you. But if you're out here beating the shit out of women or doing whatever they're alleging you do, I don't feel bad for you. But
My my
it's
thing
all
is
tricky, man. Because like you got to divving out. Because like I said, I'm a man. I see myself getting somewhere at some point. And I already know by the time I make it somewhere, I'd have been locked down for 10, 12 years. So if some bitch from high school try to say some shit, bitch, hey, I'm on your ass. Like, we not playing the lying game, bitch. I don't give a damn. But the thing is, when social media already has a sights on you a certain way, that's why it's also more of an easy opportunity because people are already looking at him like, oh, he beats women. Because some people on social media say, oh, that woman who came out and backtracked, that looks like a woman um, abused, a woman like Stockholm syndrome type of shit. So it really don't matter if that white girl say he didn't do nothing to me, that was me, I was tripping. They're not gonna care because it's kind of like what I said. I said maybe he paid her off. That always be in the back of your head. Maybe he paid her off. Like I would understand if he did. It would make sense for him to do that for his career. But when these other people start coming out, I was like, all right, bro, all right, come on.
and what also come to mind is like he's not like a Weinstein or even like an R. Kelly where he's was this huge dude for years in the industry and he's a gatekeeper, you know what I mean? Like if this dude let's be real, like he's an A-list celebrity now, but let's
Yeah,
say with Lovecraft and all that B tier
he was building.
actor,
He was building
he didn't have the cliche to just be beating women
the
and they
cachet.
report this shit. That's what I said. What I said.
Cliche.
Cachet. Nah, I didn't say cliche, bro.
You said cliche.
That's what
You
you
got it
thought
though.
I
You
said.
got it though. Keep going. Keep
If
rolling.
I said that, that's crazy. If he didn't have a cachet to be to me to be beating women and just getting off on it, like maybe a Peyton Manning, maybe Ben Roethlisberger, but then this is to me it would have been like I'm thinking of like a Johnny Manziel or some shit. And like all them reports was coming out like when he was doing wild shit. Like I don't see him as one of them dudes that was just such a figure in Hollywood where people was willing to sweep that under a rug, especially if it was like a abusive thing to multiple women, and if he was such a hard to work with dude, because they also say this nigga hard to work with. He not some like easy going actor and
Who,
stuff. So
Jonathan Majors?
I believe I heard those type of reports. So if he's one of these dudes that's a good actor and hard to work with, people will get like people will let you pass with that. But if you also being abusive in your like your real life and shit like that, bro, that shit coming out. It coming out, especially as a black dude, especially with a dude that's not that big. Like, bro, they ain't sweep this shit under the rug for Kobe. They didn't sweep that shit under the rug for Floyd. I just don't see it something like this being swept under the rug for a dude that wasn't that big yet. So it just don't make sense because like it only like way outside of these women were like, oh, we were so abused and not reporting. It was like, oh, we did report, but nobody did anything. And I just don't see that being the case either. I just don't.
I'm reading this thing that you say I'm looking it up.
What you looking up?
Um, someone made a tweet. They said, or they made a thing. Tim Nikolai also took to social media and shared the shady side of majors and revealed that people in the Yale and NYC community are well aware of it. Nikolai described the antisocial behavior of majors, which took everyone by surprise. I'm just going to say this about Jonathan Majors and be done with it. Folks at Yale and the broader NYC community have known about him for years. He's a sociopath and abuser. That is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took this long for him to be reported. I'm already seeing a bunch of why didn't you do anything, folks. People have tried, ultimately needed a victim to come forward. It's both simultaneously awful to know he is still doing this and also relief that he may never be able to do it again.
So
So
he was this abusive, and Yale, it was a thing around Yale. He was this abusive man. No victims ever came out. No victims. And then he goes on, like, let's be real, bro. Let's speak about the black man and what we go through, bro. One thing about this, bro, you gotta have a get along factor about you to be able to make it in this society. You being hard to work with, nobody gives a fuck about you. And when you're at Yale, and then you trying to come up and be a good actor, and you still be like, I just don't see that personality type fitting on a dude that didn't make it yet, and then having such a successful career. Like that don't like you rarely could see that happening in Black America. This dude that's unagreeable, a sociopath, make it,
abuser.
and he doesn't like have anything going for him. Like, yeah, Kanye, like now people call him a sociopath, all this shit, but that was far from the conversation when he was making great fucking music. Like, and even then he had some work to put out, like to say, like, it just don't make sense, bro. It just don't make sense, bro. It don't make sense. Like, you rarely see a black dude be, like you said, abusive, so disagreeable, and all these things, and he still make it in white worlds. Not in the black. Like, if he was in the black community, he made it up in. He came up in some fucking ranks of black acting. Like, say he came from like TikTok or some shit, or like the dude that was on Snowfall. He came from All Deaf Digital or something like that, and then he make it. It's like, oh, he came up in black ranks. Then he kind of made it on TV show. Nigga, Yale, one of the whitest places of the
I thought
like.
they was
Come
sleeping
on,
in.
bro.
I thought they was sleeping in his car.
Well, even then, it's a
No, I'm just
black
saying,
dude
like he
running
was at
amok
Yale.
in Yale, one of the whitest places in Hollywood, one of the whitest dominated places, and you talk about being corporate, like, bro, HRs and all these other departments, bro. Hell no, ain't no black dude just about to run amok in these white academias and these white spaces, bro. I just don't buy it, bro.
I
I
don't
just
know,
don't
man.
buy
It's a
it.
lot of it's a they them out there. AB Allen saying it. You know, he said, "Hey, the utter horror it must be to watch the man that abused you skyrocket to stardom, riches, and acclaim, while you're left in the ruins of his cruelty. The world must feel like a deeply hateful place after that. I hope this will all go down in a way that'll give them some peace." This is why I'm just curious. Okay, what's the stories? What's the what's really going on? Why? Who? What? When? Where? Where's all this coming from?
And that dude come off like he got bullied by Jonathan Majors or some shit.
Well, he's speaking from like not even he's speaking from someone else's perspective. He's speaking as like maybe a friend of a person who got abused by Jonathan Majors. Like maybe he had a girl, not a girlfriend, like a little girlfriend, but like a friend that's a girl, probably telling him something. Oh, Jonathan did this to me, and he's like mad about it, and he waited all this time
That
before
nigga
he let
got
the
his
shit
bitch
slide.
took,
I don't know, man.
and she lied to make him feel better about some shit. He been fucking. That's what that sound like. This nigga been fucking my bitches and all women at Yale, running amok, and it's finally come to light that it's no reason that these white women should be with this man. I knew he was abusive. That's what it's coming off as. It's like finally, our white women see
Epstein
he's
cooked with little
abusive.
girls for years. Well, he's saying Epstein cooked because he was a he. I think Bryce thing is a race thing. He already said black guy couldn't do that white guy. Obviously, if you look at the Epstein shit, he was getting help from the banks. He was getting help from like oh, he was
Yeah,
getting like
he was
if
a
you, if
clear
you if you getting
gatekeeper.
help if you getting help from the top of the top institutions, it's kind of like of course you're gonna cook. Like he literally got charged for it in Florida, got convicted. They was allowing him to leave the jail, go to his office, do this, just come back at night. Like he had a pretty like pampered treatment for what he was doing. Now, maybe not the extreme thing that led him to kill himself, but he was caught up in Florida in some early days of doing some similar type of shit. But when you got the people in power behind you, it's kind of like, what's really gonna happen to you
Yeah,
for a
and
guy
he
like Jeffrey
said,
Epstein?
"Don't act like Cosby ain't cooked for 20 years." I argue Cosby was a gatekeeper at the time when these things was coming up. If this happened when Cosby was in his early years, his
Yeah,
first couple
your
years
point
coming
is
up, like,
your point is it wasn't happening when they were coming up. Cosby was already in a position of power. You're saying when he was, getting his rocks off and doing what he was doing.
yeah, he had hella influence. He probably had hella connections by that time to cover things up. Jonathan Major didn't have that at Yale. Jonathan Majors didn't have that when he was a B star celebrity. I don't know what was the range of abuse and when these things are predicated or not. I don't know if that's the word, but when they said these things happen, but he just became a star. He just became a star. So I don't see it being anytime recent as far as like all those other situations, especially when the dude, bring up the college years. So yeah, it just don't make sense in my mind.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you pick the next topic, man. I'm gonna let you. Let's see. Let's let you
Let me
run the
open my
show. Let's
phone
let
real
you.
quick.
We're gonna let Bryce run the show tonight, man. Let's see what he got.
So, hey, so far so good. So far so good. So far so good. I honestly, I feel like it was a good time to go into the topic you sent me right before the show started because it uh kind of balanced off the topics that we was kind of speaking on earlier.
Uh huh.
The situation where you said, what's that dude name?
He
The
said, "Shut up."
NBA,
Jason Whitlock.
the NBA analysis dude, Jason
Uh huh.
Woodlock. He's an edgy dude, so he always has some takes that I don't really agree
So
with.
just
But
break it down for the people. What pretty much what's the gist of the video that I'm
you I'm about
still
to say you
trying to
want to
get?
play the clip?
Well, I can't play it on YouTube because
Oh,
you know what
you
I'm saying.
can't play those clips.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I honestly I'd rather you go
Oh, you want
into
me to break
them.
it down?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So pretty much Jason Whitlock was reacting to a clip that I don't know if y'all seen it, but if you type in Chicago teens on Twitter, you'll find it. There was a bunch of teenagers that attacked this white woman, were beating on this white woman, and pretty much Jason Whitlock's thing was, hey, why isn't nobody in Chicago sports speaking about this? Why isn't Jason Fields saying anything? Anybody from the Bulls? I'm searching media outlets, CNN, this, that. I'm not seeing nobody reporting on this, but I see everybody reporting on the young black man that got shot in the head by the white man. His thing was, why? What's the why? Why? What's? I mean, obviously getting shot and beat down is two different things, but his thing is pretty much if you reverse these races, say it's a black woman being attacked by a bunch of white men, it's gonna be on every news outlet across America. Everybody's gonna be tweeting about it. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. Every sports major, whatever person in that area is gonna be talking about it. It's like, why are we not talking about this? And he pretty much said it's just divisive. Media is divisive, and they're doing it for a reason. And you said it's an L take, so I would like to know why you think it's an L take.
Reason I think it's such an L take is because external comparison is the enemy of self. If every time we going through some shit, we sitting up here comparing how other cultures go through it or how they media talk about it, it's like how we gonna ever get through some shit? How we ever gonna figure out some stuff? So it'd be frustrating whenever we do get the conversations or the narrative in our favor and we still got to argue, well, nobody cares from this side, nobody talks about this, no one cares about Asian hate and all this. Is like, bro, they got a bill passed, they got their shit going, their community's fine, they figuring shit out. Let us be able to have our media and have our narratives without our own people trying to shit on it. It could be annoying, bro. It could be annoying because I honestly, my biggest feeling for it is because historically white women ain't never had a problem going to authorities or getting people to believe them when it comes to a black person or a black man doing something to harm them. So when it doesn't get media coverage, I mean, it's for a reason, because at the end of the day, white women and white people are not really um at threat to black degeneracy like that. Like that they really not. Like that's not, they don't wake up in fear of black people and what can happen to them, because for the most part black people don't really fuck with white people like that, because we kind of know that there's this underlying like line not to push, because we know cops gonna be put in our face and we don't gotta do shit and they gonna threaten the cops on us. So imagine doing some shit. So
Do you okay? So on the reverse, do you think it's more as a lot of white people attacking black people on a day to day basis, like physically, not like white supremacy or like systems of right, not nothing like that, but just like actual physical violence by white people to
Physical
black people.
violence, it's a thing, yeah, it happens, but I don't think that's the problem. I think the injustice of when it does happen, and then the people don't get people don't get spoken up for, or the real investigation on the situation don't really happen from the sheriffs or the police departments. So these people are able to get off or not even be tried, especially when we talk about the cops or even just regular white people when they do a lot of things. We feel like um these people get a lot of lenient privilege when it comes to crimes against us historically. So that's why black people want media to speak up. That's why we try to speak up because we feel like that's the best way to put the light on these people that usually practice injustice against us. There's no injustice. There's no historical crime rate where black people are doing stuff to other races and we get away with it. Like it just don't happen. Like I'm pretty sure that woman that got beat up is somebody face was on camera. Somebody face was on camera. Somebody face was watching or got caught. They gonna find that one person, and some people gonna get in trouble. That like it just is inevitable. Somebody gonna get caught. Somebody gonna start snitching. Maybe not all of them gonna get caught, but a couple of them gonna get caught, bro. So that's the biggest difference to me. And when somebody on that type of platform get to spewing and acting like things are equal, and if one thing is one way, it should be this way. It's like that's just it's idiotic, bro. It's idiotic.
What if his point is just clearly that they're using black people's emotions and they're using the media? That's why they're only pushing certain type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like things. Because like I said, if this was like I said, if it was a black woman and a bunch of white guys, it would be the craziest story in the world. But since it happened to this white woman, like it's like whatever, gives a fuck. You don't see how that's kind of like that is kind of crazy. It's obviously media thinking like, oh, we know, okay, that shit ain't going. Like, I like that should be a story. Me personally, I think that should be a story in and of itself, just because that's what like that's not a normal thing. It's not like a white woman got mugged. Like that shit happens every day. Black women get mugged, but like to get attacked like that. Have you watched the video? Like
That's in here.
20 people attacking this woman. That's crazy. Like the Jussie Smollett fake subway. Crazy. And that was
No,
all in Chicago.
it's definitely crazy, but it's also a bunch of young kids that done some stupid shit. It wasn't like
That's more than stupid shit. That's like that's like another level of like the I don't know,
it's
trivialize it. It's
it's
like,
some
oh, that's kids doing stupid. That's like
it's some stupid shit.
because we were just debating last week about King Von in Chicago and saying these niggas, like
It's stupid shit. It's kids. My thing is that these wasn't some. It wasn't a cop. It wasn't adults. It was young kids, obviously very stupid, very idiotic that did some shit. Like it was. That's why I see it as a little different. Like I'm not saying
the
that it's
context of
right or
that
anything. I'm
too
just saying it's
is
just like for
that wasn't
media
that
aspect.
that what happened there is kind of like, did you see Andrew Tate's tweets about Chicago being a shithole? Why would anybody
Yeah.
want to live there? All this place in the world? Because that whole weekend they pretty much like just large groups of teens were running around the city tearing shit up, jumping on vehicles, doing this, attacking people, robbing people. I saw one video, somebody got shot. Like this whole weekend is full of hell. And it's like, you would think a weekend like that would be more, newsworthy, but it just feels like,
Well, I
I
can't.
think I think some people just get like I get what you're saying. Like obviously nobody's gonna feel sorry for white people. We can just like pointedly plain like nobody's gonna feel sorry for white people, especially in this country when, just how you said so many injustices on the other side. A couple of injustices happen to you, especially media. Nobody's really gonna care. I understand that as far as media goes, nobody's gonna give a fuck. But just look at it as a human being. Like when I look at news, I'm like, why isn't that being talked about? Like I
So
get it, she's white and they're black and this and that, but it's like to me that's like that is a newsworthy type of thing. I'm not saying that the kid gets shot in the head. That is also newsworthy. But my thing is, I feel like they should both be talked about as much. That's my point.
so two things. I do agree that media does probably use certain things and ignore certain conversations for their political points. I can agree with that as far as like, hey, it's in a benefit to not really talk about the Chicago shit because they it looks like the Democrats want to uproot country. They want this chaos. It seems that's what they want. So it for the conservative, it seemed like, hey, the reason y'all don't talk about this because y'all want this behavior. Y'all trying to cover it up. Y'all change laws, make everything softer. Seem like y'all trying to make it even worse. Um, decriminalize police, especially from the conservative aspect. That's how they feel. It's like y'all trying to make shit chaotic. So I could see that. And then you could see how I could also see how they be like, oh, they're trying to race bait and things like that. So I could see how people get offended or conservatives start to feel a certain type of way where black people have certain conversational points. But I also feel like it could get mixed up in like that too. It's like I also feel that black people have done a good job in creating buzz on social media. And then it gets to the news where they talk about it. No white people really gonna talk about that on a deep level about that woman getting beat up. They gonna tweet about it or something like that, but they're not gonna really get up in arms like black people are seeing an 84-year-old white dude shoot a dude just because he went to the wrong door or some shit. You can almost kind of blame it on the community. Like that's just the truth. Like most white people not gonna get up in arms because at the end of the day, like those dudes should be in jail. Let's lock them up. That's about it. Black people gonna get up in arms because we feel like it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get the right justice. That dude gonna get something like he was defending his territory shit, and he gonna get off like on some bullshit. So it could like I said, it could get lost in that. Oh, this is Democrats or oh, it's the media, the liberal media trying to just placate or race bait or do whatever like they've been doing. But it could be a little bit of that. But then I also think it's just a product of, bro, black people care. And maybe the media know it, so they put these conversational pieces out there. Like we already talking about it, we already got it trending. So, I mean, that's what news is. They talk about things that trend on local channels, and if it's big enough to on something that happens local, it hit national news. Locally, no one cared about that shit as far as the white woman, so it never really got picked up nationally. Like that's like that when we talk about how things work in media. So I don't know.
You don't think media could make something into something?
Yeah, but it has to ultimately start from the local aspect. If the local people talking about it, it becomes a big enough buzz, then yeah, it starts to get picked up nationally. But clearly, the local media didn't care as much versus or didn't put enough buzz out there as far as the other local media compared to the what happened and with what was his name again? With the young
Ralph,
black
I think
dude.
Ralph, something like
Yeah.
that.
So what happened with him? So I feel like social media was doing a lot of conversations along with local media or the local people in those areas got that conversation going up to a point it got picked up nationally. And I know people could be like, oh, that's a part of the race shit. And
I mean, that is like what it is part of it is part of the race shit.
but
That story about the black kid probably wasn't bubbling in whatever. Like it was probably a big deal in this area, right? But they know when they see somebody. When usually when CNN or whatever, when they see 84-year-old white man shoes, but they know, hey, we about to make this a motherfucking story. You don't got to be big in it. It could have just been a headline that blipped in that area. When they see that, they be like, we about to make this bitch a story because race, when white violence against black is always gonna be a story. When it's especially something like that, like 84-year-old white man shoots 16-year-old in the head twice or something, shot him once and then shot him in the head or something like that. Like they're gonna make that story pop. But even this, just for context, so it was a couple. There was a black guy and a white woman. They were walking through the crowd after leaving Nordstrom. Then that's when they said somebody shoved his girl in the big crowd. He said, "Who shoved her?" They got attacked. They got robbed. That was it. It was, and a Good Samaritan says about 60 to 100 people that was like surrounding these two people, and the police was driving by and they didn't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do shit either. You can't do shit at that point. You're gonna be a part of the crowd mobbing you. But so my thing is, I get talking points that America has, and the thing about it be frustrating is some shit be partially right. I'm not saying that it ain't a part of race baiting, but it also a reason that it's a talking point is because that's a historical thing that's been going on in America where black people has been getting injustice by white people. So yes, it's gonna be a talking point when we're in a modern age and these things are still happening. Like in my mind, I could see a logical reason and why that's a conversation and a talking point more often than a white person getting an injustice in America. It's like that's not a historical thing. Like people seeing that happen, it's like you'll get your due, you'll be okay, white dude. That's how people think. White people, like, because for the most part, they have all the means to get justice. So
that's why they don't talk about black on black crime because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, and it's a historical thing where no one's ever given a fuck about that. So, yeah, it's a tricky conversation, but people do talk about it. They'll talk about this place is the death toll. This place had 40 murders in
Well, most people
however many weeks.
most people
And
talk about it to use it for like a political, not like they actually give a fuck about
I was talking
those
about media
people
aspects
dying.
though. Media talk about it though. They'll talk about it was 40 murders.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's like pulling up on the ticker. Oh, it's 40 murders here. Okay, next in the weather reports, it's like a thing. It's just like a, oh, let's just post Chicago 2 murders in 36. All right, we on to the next shit.
but you can't say they don't acknowledge black on black crime.
Well, they acknowledge everything. This story about this white woman was acknowledged, but I think it's like obviously what makes it a national emergency. Like, why
Yeah,
isn't Chicago like like why isn't a nationwide thing? Like, hey, we really need to figure out. Not even Chicago, because I don't think Chicago's the worst place. I think Chicago is maybe the most notable, but there's like Baltimore and like Philly or wherever the fuck is way worse as far as murders and all that type of shit. But I think Chicago just has a, I don't know, an allure around it. But yeah,
and I'll also add why they don't speak on black crime is because black people don't
care
get
about it.
enraged as much as they would if it was some white on black stuff. And ultimately, the people that's doing the shit don't give a fuck. And then Sadiddy or middle class black people, they don't give a fuck about that. Like, they don't resonate with them type of black people, so we don't care about them either to a degree because we like that's some
You see,
buffoonery. So it's not gonna get a buzz. It's not gonna get a.
so it pretty much just as the consumer, not necessarily the media.
To a degree, to a degree, but that's why it's so frustrating because you're not wrong as far as like, yeah, they do also be doing those type of things with race bait, and they also do be doing that type of shit as far as like just media different tactics as far as like liberal shit. So it could be frustrating, bro. That's why it's like I feel like liberals and conservatives be going unheard from both sides because we feel like it's just one way. Like, it ain't no other way outside of it. And that's where it's like we don't be able to have no type of
I guess when
nuanced
you look back at the
conversations.
news, it's like white people, when it's like a white black thing, don't really get too much as far as violence. But when it's like white woman kidnapped, there something's like, whoa, stop the press. What's going on? Where is she? Everybody be on the lookout. White woman missing.
That's actually fucking
Yeah, you know,
hilarious.
things. There's different what people care about, what people, So would you say when a black okay, so with your logic though, when a black woman goes missing, the reason media don't report on it is because the people don't give the like I guess those people don't care, but we care more when a white woman goes missing. That's why they
Well, the
report
the
on it more.
nation, the white nation cares about white women missing.
Okay.
Locally, I mean, I feel like recently we've been getting more media towards missing shit and like that, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot different these days. We get coverage these days. That's why it's a little harder to say that. Like, a black girl go missing or some black people come up missing. Like, we just had these, like, we literally just had last year or so a bunch of things happen outside of the country, and we seen the type of coverage it got to a degree. Like, it was still getting talked about. The girl that got killed by her friends, the people that got killed in Mexico by cartels supposedly.
Yeah, but those are
Um,
like made for TV type ass
then it
like
was a
people getting shot up by the cartel, broad daylight with video. Like you can't pass that up. Everybody gonna
may,
be talking about that shit.
maybe the coverage don't be as like thorough because then I'm thinking of like the girl that happened like died in Georgia or something like that, and it was like she last person she was it was a white dude. I don't remember the name, but it happened either last year, year before that. But maybe, but yeah, I would say it's something to do with the consumer type shit.
Okay. That was just like a good little, whatever to see what I just see Jason Whitlock said that. I was wondering what you thought about it. And I guess it's just
But yeah, I mean, for Jason Whitlock, it's an L take just because it's like, nigga, go get you a white woman and shut the fuck up. Like, like
damn, white
you
guys say
go
what's
go
going
go
on
defend
here.
the white women and just like
From
at
what
the
he
end of the
from how
day,
he
bro.
sounded to me, it sounded like he was pretty much like he feel like media is always manipulating black emotions. Like they don't genuinely care. They're just like doing it for I guess their own selfish because they know black people are gonna be I don't know. That's what it
But there's
sounded
a
like to
black
me.
dude there too. He got beat up too. You ain't speaking about the black dude.
I ain't seen him in the video, man. Y'all mad about the video, man.
They only care about the white woman.
I'm mad about the video. We gotta watch the video. I don't think the black dude got beat up. I think just a white woman got beat up
Yes, no,
from the
I'm being
video.
funny. I don't know. When you said it was a black couple, I mean a black and white couple, that made me say that. But
That's definitely
I'm
why,
being
because
funny.
us, interracial, everything that definitely don't get no respect in America.
But I will say this:
Definitely don't give a damn about that.
let that shit happen 5 or 6 more goddamn times. It will be a national conversation.
No white boy's gonna be out in full force.
Yeah, it had, this is a
The
this is
white
a
boy's gonna
one
be out there.
time. It's a lifetime occurrence where a black dude, some black kids got some karma, slavery karma back on some white people. It happens once in a while. Let this shit become a consistent theme, like school shootings or something like that. Oh, you best believe it's gonna be Coast Guard at Nostrum, boy. Should have never happened again.
All right, so let me see what y'all saying. Chicago, New York City, Florida, California are the biggest shitholes in America, and I wouldn't want to be in any of those trash cities. Well, though Texas is a state, Florida is a state, um, California is a state, Chicago, yes, that's a city, and New York City, yes, is a city, but New York is also a state. So Flying Low says, man, the whole country was mad about a black woman catching the beach from her friend in Mexico. Black woman was lost and found dead in the freezer. Whole country was in. I don't remember hearing about that story. The
Yeah. I
freezer.
remember that. Kiana or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But I don't
Um,
know. Was that the whole country or was that
no,
like
it was a. I believe it was a big conversation. I remember it being a big
was
conversation.
that
I
the whole
can't remember
country? Or
if
was
it was
that more like a
national.
social media? I'm talking about because you got this. This is what I compare it to. Whenever you saw that the white girl last year who got kidnapped or killed by her boyfriend, what's her name? Gabby Petito. Like that shit was like. I'm talking about like on Good Morning America. They got this shit across ticker. We're doing a tracker. We're doing this.
Nah,
We're
I
doing
low key
that.
think it
Like
was.
it was it is. I don't know if it was as big as that shit.
What's her name? Kiana Williams.
I don't even know her name. Kanika Jenkins.
Nika. Look up the news articles.
They all from like small local.
No big publishing
Like
publications.
Washington Post made a thing about it, but
Ain't no like YouTubes of like any
like major places. I see
yeah.
ABC New York, Roland Martin, um, ABC 17, ABC Chicago. Yeah, it's not like no CNN wall to wall type coverage like that.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't that
That's
deep.
what I mean. I mean like
Sandra Bland
mainstream media type shit like that.
Sandra Bland was pretty big, but even then, the problem with the media coverage is it doesn't be thorough enough to get the justice. Like, there's no way she could hang herself. Like, it should be no way she can hang herself unless they let her keep something on her. But even then, it's just like that wasn't a thorough enough investigation. I feel like if the media really was covering it and really was outside the doors, trying to harass these people like paparazzi be doing certain people when shit like go on. I
Why do
feel
you
like
wait?
maybe it'd be better.
Why do you let me ask you this? Why do you think out of all the black police violence things, and I'm going kind of back in time with this one, and I'm like I know the reason why, but why do you think out of all of them that we saw, all of them we heard about, why do you think George Floyd was the one that like went to a whole nother level?
He put that Kaepernick knee on that boy. It already honestly, when you talk about narrative and brand, it
Hey,
already
John
was
Lowe, stop being that's crazy.
taking a knee was already such a big conversational piece in race. Then a nigga knee don't it honestly it aligns so fucking perfect. It aligns so perfect. And obviously New York,
No,
New
it was in New
that
York.
being in New York, that made it a big
It wasn't in
thing.
New York. It was in like fucking Waxahachie, fucking Wisconsin or Minneapolis or some shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was in
Where
Minneapolis.
George Floyd was?
Yeah, it was in
Oh,
Minneapolis.
damn, I don't know why I thought that was in New York.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Trail says
wrong.
because his childhood friend was a former NBA legend. Is that a stretch? Is Steven Jackson an NBA legend? Or like just as far as being a figure, not actually a player? NBA legend sounds like a stretch right there.
Video evidence,
I think
it being very clear.
it's video and COVID. Everybody's at home, ain't got shit to do. Fuck it. We ain't really got nothing to rally behind. Fuck it, we all outside. Think about Houston. Everybody was outside. That shit was crazy. Everybody was doing whatever. That's where everybody was outside. If something like that happened now, it'll be protest, but people
Nah,
kind of back
it,
to real life. They back to work every day. They
nah,
back to on their
I gotta
shit.
disagree with you on that one.
I don't think so.
If it was something that's clear cut, if that happened again on video, nah,
I'm sure it's been something else that's happened on video since then.
that's like clear cut. Like like you gotta think you suffocated the man, took the like you shooting the dude, fearing for you, suffocating the man. Y'all already got down into dude being on his neck, saying he can't breathe. Like I'm talking about like some real life. You took this man's life, and it was so uncalled for. Like white people weren't even agreeing. Well, some white people did, but white people weren't even agreeing with this nigga. Like
Kanye West is
some,
kidding. Someone said he died off fentanyl.
yeah, you know how that. You know, there's gonna be those type of black people out there in this world. So he's just, but a lot of times with a lot of these conversations with police and black people or any of these things, there's um a constant like thread of white people saying like just follow the law or just do this, just do that. I don't think that was the case with George Floyd, and I feel like if we get another one of those situations, yeah, it's gonna be a different. I think it could really spark some shit.
I don't gonna lie, man. I think we passed the BLM movement and we on to the trans, like gay rights, LGBTQ. They're the front horse right now. It's a BLM. Get to the back, buddy. We're on a different wave right now. We're
It's
on
possible
trans
though.
rights.
It's possible.
We ain't worried about y'all nigga shit no more. Y'all had 400 years to figure y'all shit out. That was our turn, buddy.
Crazy.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. I have 400 years to figure y'all shit out. It's our turn to come to the forefront now. George Floyd was a psyop, but Defred don't care. What do you mean? Why is it just me? I don't care. I was watching Ken's documentary, looking at the whole fentanyl thing, saying he died later. He didn't die like right. I don't know. I was really like I said, documentaries do a good job of kind of like guiding your thought process when you just really just when you lock into a documentary and just follow everything that they're saying, that shit can lead you down the road to be like, man, not for the fit. But then when I went back and I read the other autopsies, I was like, I don't know, maybe she left this shit out because this clearly don't say that it was only that type of shit, even though he did have fentanyl in his system when he died. But who knows? Uh, he was resisting arrest. He should have took the ride to the station. Not saying the cops was right, but he made it difficult. Trail says BLM could be strong if we cared about each other and treat each other right. Trail, you the
Making
biggest
it. Oh, go
fucking
ahead.
probably. Well, I guess you just hate Bryce. Not I guess every black person. Anyway, go
Making
ahead.
it difficult. Have you ever seen a drunk white dude like
Bryce,
these
don't. We're
niggas?
not comparing. We're not.
No, but I'm saying as far as like making a cop job difficult is not a reason why a motherfucker should get choked out. When you got 3, 4 cops on him, nigga say he can't breathe, and you own a like literally on his breathing like shit. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
And let's be real. If he
Well,
was,
Steven Crowder did a demonstration. He wasn't even really on his neck.
but that's the thing where
Bro, people do
idiots.
some sick shit to really discredit George Floyd. You gotta really think about
That is
the
sick.
level of sick shit niggas is really like. Steven Crowder literally said, "I'm gonna do a demonstration for y'all to literally to prove the." That's crazy.
No, it's sick. It's sick and very uneducated because literally the military used that as a not you. They don't even have to choke you to like make you lose your breath. And I learned this when I worked at Gallery Furniture. They do like a if you about to leave or it's your birthday, they everybody grab you. They wrap you on the dolly and parade you around the warehouse.
Oh,
So
y'all was doing some freaky dicky shit over there, Galley
nah,
Furniture,
that
huh?
that shit fucking hilarious. That's not
Mattress
freaky.
Mac had y'all boys over there wilding, huh?
That's not
Okay.
freaky. But they tried to get me down, and I'm running like I'm motherfucking
Giggling
Marshall
and shit,
Falk.
probably.
Nah,
I get the bad y'all grown ass niggas giggling, running around the
nah,
warehouse.
it was funny as hell. It was funny as hell because like they tried it earlier in the day, and I was like kind of ready. So I got a fucking I'm taking the table out of the truck. And I'm seeing them kind of hover around me. Nigga, I put the table on somebody. I take off. Push one nigga. He hit the fucking. A nigga grabbed my leg. I fall. But the reason I bring it up, the dudes laid on my back, and I was like, oh shit, I wasn't even like trying to fight or nothing no more because I couldn't even breathe. And he was like, yeah, I learned that from the military because he was like front lines dudes. I'm like, bro, cops, military dudes know that they could literally take your breath away by just laying on you and putting like literally collapsing your lungs because they put their body weight on you. It's a grown ass man while you trying to like you breathing fast and you just got out of a fight that could literally fuck with you. So it's ignorant when people like that say something like that because he literally a cop and I know them niggas learn certain tactics like that. Like that's just common to go with his job.
Flying Low says they was gonna put him in the car. He was halfway in fighting. Come on, cuz he has to take accountability.
Bro, how many people fight and don't lose their life and don't get choked out? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Like there is always that point. Like I get the point. Like you're like, hey, if you just sat in the car, you've been good. Like because if he did sit in the car, he probably would have just been good. But you could also get to okay, he didn't do that. We get that. That's bad. He should have. But then when you get to like, hey, I can't breathe, bro. It's three of y'all niggas on me. I'm already in handcuffs on the ground. I'm not gonna get up and take off running. Y'all probably should get off of me at some point during this thing. So, and Derek Chauvin's appeal did just get denied again. He tried to appeal the 22.5-year sentence, but even if like the system wanted to let Derek Chauvin out, they can't do that. Like he had to go to jail, regardless of what like how many police we've seen get off for murdering black people. He was one that they was like he can't we can't let this because the shit would have been crazy if they would have said not guilty, shit would have been crazy.
And sadly to say, it's justified. I'm not saying that all the other people that got off shouldn't go to jail, but this nigga was so proud and such a proud killer and racist in the moment. Like, didn't give a fuck from what everybody seen. That's how I feel like everybody look at it from the words. Like, you low key knew what you was doing.
Let me pause you.
And
Warder says, why is there no actual footage of him actually there? What do you mean? There's body cam footage of them placing him in the car and then him going through the other side to get out of the car. What are you talking about? There's a full like they got footage from the moment they pulled him over to the footage to him dying. Like they got footage from as soon as they walk up to his car when he in the car with two of his other homies to when they arrest him to when they walk up to the car to when they take him out the car to when they put him on the ground to when the ambulance because they got
and,
the whole 30-40 minute exchange. What are you
and,
talking about?
and let's be real, him fighting that dude and running away from them is a little kind of like justified. They got a little rivalry. Like these niggas and work together as far as bodyguards at a club. These niggas have a repeated history. So this nigga running from you, like now I'm not to speak ill on his name, but it's like the druggie or the gang member that you like, not even gang member. I wouldn't even want to put him in that light, but that dude, like, bro, he may run, but like, come on.
If you was found, I don't know why y'all say that. If you was found not guilty, not a damn thing would happen. Look what happened that whole summer. What are you talking about? And there's a rioting in every major city all summer. What are you talking about?
I don't know if something happened. If it was to get no guilt, like when did the no guilty thing?
They were literally bringing in the National Guard
guilty.
for the day of the damn verdict, just in case people out there was ready to pop. Like, what are you talking about? Nothing would happen.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Ain't gonna lie.
They was doing it the whole time. What are you talking about? Black people don't unify no type of codes or morals. When I say something gonna happen, nigga, I didn't say something's gonna happen for the rest of eternity. In that moment, something's gonna happen. I didn't say it's gonna riot for 35 years. In that moment,
hey, Wardy, you can't say shit like that, bro. You're not you're not an FBA, bro. You can't speak on black people like that. You're not FBA, bro.
We know. African race. We already know. We know how niggas come.
When you say black people, that means something. You're not speaking like us.
Let me tell you something. My brother Tariq Nasheed told me. Oh shit, hold on. God damn, that hurt. You Africans coming over here disrespecting black Americans, foundational black Americans. Motherfucker, if it wasn't, and I'm half black, so I'm speaking if I'm full. If it wasn't for us, y'all motherfuckers can't even come over here and do the shit y'all allowed to come over here and do. So don't you ever disrespect them, Warder, because Bryce, not me, like Bryce, will send your motherfucking ass back to Nigeria. Motherfucker, you want to come over here talking shit? You more black, like, African, yeah, but you ain't more American than us.
Well, you seen you in your tribal skins, nigga.
You ain't more. I see you in your Piccolo. That nigga had you in the Piccolo. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That shit had me rolling because that nigga did look like Piccolo in that goddamn thing. You look like Piccolo. So don't you ever disrespect because
And nigga say black people dumb. They can't. They don't unify. I heard the I felt the distance. I felt like that wasn't when he said black people. I felt like it was you people.
yeah, like some white people should
You people don't know how to come
you
together.
you mongrels. Like damn. No, you ain't
Nigga, you ever
FBA.
seen
You
the
Nigerian.
Nigerians ain't never had a million man march, nigga? Don't you better speak right on our name.
Is it that you can't be? This is off topic, but you can't be a foundational Black American if you say you're first generation. If you're first generation American, wouldn't that mean that you're not foundationally a Black American because your people wasn't brought over here during slavery? Your people migrated over here
Yeah,
after, so
yeah,
you wouldn't be FBA, right? Is that how that works?
yeah. He think just because you born here.
You were first generation, yeah, but that's like a person whose parents came from Mexico saying we're like we've been in America, whatever, just because I'm a first generation American. Now y'all niggas from Mexico, and then y'all came to America. We just unified to talk ish to you, Nigerian MFers. I'm first gen post FBA. But you can't be FBA because your lineage is not or like did your parents I ain't trying to put your business out there, but did your parents just get to America? Or am I just talking shit? Crazy how I'm not in the group chat, but it's whatever, it's all cool. Nigga, I didn't have your phone number. I don't even know if I want you to have my cause you be asking too many questions. You be doing little, you know, you might leak a niggas. I don't know what you gonna do with the damn phone number. You might be trolling all goddamn day. Niggas might have to block your ass. We don't know what type of shit you gonna pull.
That group message be active. I get off work, that hoe be 80 messages missed.
That bitch do be active. It really be me and Water when that bitch talking a lot, a lot of the times. But anyways, everybody in my family tree was born in America but me. Yeah, you're not FBA.
You not Killmonger. You the other nigga. I forget his name that fast. T'Challa.
T'Challa.
Nigga Killmonger was from Compton, grew up
No, but
in
his daddy was from Africa. Is what he's saying. He's saying all his family's from Africa, and
okay.
he's the first one to come to America.
I see.
And fully black. Y'all half and half. Bryce half and half.
I'm half.
Oh, you're half.
I said how I'm half.
Oh, the greatest goats of all time. Always outcast. So it's cool. I'm thug all by myself. All right. Anyways. All right, Bryce, you leading the show, man. Where we rolling next? Where we going next? Where we riding to? We got music. We got the UN report. We got a whole bunch of stuff, man. What we got? What we rolling into next?
Uh we do got a couple music conversations I probably would want to get into. Um the Ice Spice Nicki video was cool. Really wasn't much to talk about around it, but it was just kind of worth acknowledging.
I ain't gonna lie, Nicki. She bodied that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Ice Spice, I liked it too. I ain't gonna lie. I like that song. I like it. I like that record.
Nicki, I like Nicki. The song
Ice
okay.
Spice, I like Ice Spice. You know, I like Ice Spice. She got a good a little vibe to her. I liked it.
The song was
Salute to
okay.
Nicki Minaj though.
The video was cool. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't nothing, but it only reason to bring it up is just to say how she's bodying the brand as far as being consistent, making the right moves.
Ice Spice.
Yeah, a lot of you niggas need to take notes, bro. Like, I know Young Boy just did a video, but they ain't make it go viral. They ain't know how to. Whoever on Ice Spice team, they know how to make shit go viral.
I was watching
So,
academics talk about it. He said that she signed to Lucian Grange, who's the head of Universal Music Group. His son has a label, so that probably has something to do with getting the right buttons pressed and getting you put in the right positions. But you want that. You want your team to put you in the best positions in the best spot for you to succeed. So
yeah, man. I mean, it's another conversation, a piece around it. Nicki don't co-sign a lot of people, not a lot of women. It's
well, she does, then they fall off.
as far
She's
as,
done Doja, she's done Koi, she's done Meg, she's done Bia, she just had a
but
song with
them all like top, them all type women, them all top women.
But I was saying she do collaborate. She just had a
That,
song she
that's
put out last year with four different with JT, Malibu Midge, Akbar V. Like she's lately been getting the women around her. Just it don't last. The relationship just doesn't last
oh, I
that
see what you're
long
saying. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
between them.
maybe from the relationship aspect, but I was just saying as far as like Ice Spice. when Nicki give you that look, like a lot of times if you can do something with that. All I'm
Yeah.
saying. I ain't like they some people fall out and stuff like that, but a lot of times Nicki something with you as far as that women culture, like she when she grace you, bro, like for it's real, bro. She could really put you on to a degree. It's like it's she almost the female Drake. She
Yeah, but
almost the
I
female
think
Drake.
the difference between that for me is I kind of spoke about it is like when it comes to females, I just feel like that fan base is so scattered, and even like Carla being a big Nicki Minaj fan, she kind of like obviously has seen over the years how these Nicki Minaj fans do shit. It's kind of like an artificial thing. Like these people don't end up really becoming fans of these girls. They're just like they're really fans of
So
Nicki. So you benefit from it initially, but is it something that like really propels your career? Even for Drake, I guess. Like if Drake do a song with Black Boy JB, it's not like oh I'm about to go listen to every Black Boy JB record or every insert name of who he does a feature with. It's really Drake, Nicki. They give the person who's hot. They make the moment bigger, obviously, but they still capitalize off of being around the hottest whatever thing at the time. And I would give Drake a little bit more credit than Nicki because I mean Drake obviously hopped on little baby shit, but like Black Boy JB, who the fuck was Black Boy JB really before Drake hopped on it? Who the fuck was I Love McConan really before? Even the Migos, like Migos maybe had a buzz, but when Drake hopped on that shit, they made them more, so
yeah. No,
but
that's what I
regardless.
said to an extent, but I will also give this point. There's different types of stamps. Nicki gave that stamp like I fuck with you, Ice Spice. Like she ain't give her no just basic verse. She gave her a remix to her song and she came and bodied it along with giving her a classic video. That ain't just the
Classic
Nicki.
video, that's kind of strong.
As far as a woman, like what are we looking for? What are we looking for?
Missy
I'm
Elliott.
not. I'm not. Those are no. Those are classic creative videos. But for
Mhm.
far as what women are presenting to the game right now, they bodied the sex appeal. As far as I don't think Ice Spice that attractive. I don't think Nicki at this age is that attractive. But it's plenty of niggas and consumers that love what they presented as far as men and women. So I think they bodied it as far as like it's gonna be a talked about video for a while, like WAP was or like Anaconda was. Like that's what I mean, kind of classic from women. Like a lot of times it's the sex appeal that kind of can make a video a classic, and that's where I speak from. So I don't think Nicki just give out that package to anybody as far as like a great hook or not a great hook, but a great verse along with a great video. And I could say the same about Drake. It's like Drake could give certain niggas like a little 30-second feature or whatever, but then it's like a Drake stamp that he know this hoe gonna be a hit. And he fucking with this song because it's gonna be a hit. And them stamps be a lot different. So like for example, I know Freddie Wap didn't love that shit, but when he hopped on Freddie Wap's song, that's a stamp where it's like I'm hopping on this shit because this is the hottest shit out. Like I'm hopping on this track because it's the hottest shit out versus like I'm just fucking with some young niggas. Like, and I think that could be a little different as far as like even a fan base gravitating over because I feel like was a Nicki cosign like passing a torch down there versus like oh it's just some bitches I fuck with on some women shit. Like,
Yeah, I think people got to slow down on that shit though. Not you're not saying that, but people like Ice Spice isn't gonna be the next fucking Nicki Minaj. Let's just
brand
be
wise,
honest.
maybe
She's gonna be like the next Lotto or Sweetie or like I don't think she's gonna be like anything more than like to be the next Nicki, you'd have to surpass the next Cardi B, and that's to say that even to say that Ice Spice is gonna be the bigger than like let me say this about Ice Spice. She probably could be right just because I think she has the kids like she has the youth, so she could be so like but she has to surpass like a Meg The Stallion type
she
of
might be
brand facing
she
Cardi
might be
B.
she might be neck and neck with Meg at this point.
Mm,
Neg ain't got no cachet.
yeah, you about to say cliche again. So now we can confirm you definitely said cliche the
Yeah. I
first
was like,
time.
I definitely said that shit about it. But I don't, honestly, can we make that conversation right now?
That Ice Spice is what? She's more hot than Meg right now, yeah.
Maybe
But I think
even
her brand is bigger than Meg The Stallion's
at this point,
off the internet. I don't
Orange
know,
Hair
man.
Girl and Hot Girl Summer been a long way away.
Yeah, but Meg
That was
still
like
like
3
as
years
far as a
ago.
brand, just a face, like just being known. I don't know if she's bigger than her.
Oh no, I definitely don't fuck with Meg. So yeah, it may be biased hate, but I'm being real too though. I'm trying to be like I'm not saying it's 100% or leaps and bounds, but I think she may be edging her out at this phase of her career. And the reason I'm bringing this up because I don't think Ice Spice is nowhere near the rapper of Cardi B, but Cardi got one album and let's say 5, 6 solidified hits. I'm not a fan of Ice Spice, but if Ice Spice keep doing what she do for another year or two,
No,
okay.
no.
Y'all niggas be rocking with her like
No, I'm
everything she
rocking with
dropped
her,
hot.
but I'm not saying that she's nah, no. Cardi
How
B,
y'all
no.
rock with her?
Those Cardi B records are like massive records. Not just like, oh, it's cool for a month and then it's like it's
That
gone.
girls
Like those
that
are
boys a leader,
massive
not
records. We're
massive.
talking about big, like I think every song on Cardi B's album went platinum. Like that's a different like, and also like I said, can Ice Spice actually? Because I said the women rap space fan bases are kind of carved out, right? You got this big ass circle right here is Nicki Minaj fans. You got another big ass circle. You got Cardi B fans. So you're fighting for those type of fans. Can Ice Spice carve her own thing? And it's possible
She
because the
already
young
got
girls at
it.
some point want their young somebody. It's possible. Like I said, everything's possible. But do I think it's gonna happen? I don't
Bro,
know. Like if
how
I was gonna
many
put a bet, like we said, if I was gonna put a bet on, I would probably bet that it doesn't happen more than that it does happen.
the reason I'm saying this is because I'm honestly still surprised she's even relevant now. So if she keeps surprising me over the next year or two, as far as being able to maintain relevancy with songs, it's gonna be a tough conversation to have. Like I didn't know Cardi shit went out platinum. Salute. Um, but even then, that album, like, how many hits was on that album specifically?
I mean,
I like that album. I like that album, but I don't think that album people gonna be like, that's the reason why Cardi. I mean, Ice Spice
she's
can't
only
pass up
put an
Cardi.
album so far.
That's what I'm saying.
So she had okay. So let's just do this for Cardi B, right? Bodak Yellow went 11 times platinum. That's
And
obviously
how
her
hard,
breakout, right?
crazy.
She got Bartier Cardi, which was with 21 Savage. That went 4 times platinum.
That's
She had
two.
that song, Be Careful With Me, 4 times platinum.
That's three.
I Like It, Bad Bunny, J Balvin,
That's
11. So she has
four.
two diamond records already,
Yeah,
right?
it's tough.
Ring with Kalani, which is also on the album, 3 times platinum. Money, 4 times platinum. Please Me with Bruno Mars, 3 times platinum.
Okay.
Press platinum, WAP 7 times platinum, Up 2 times platinum. And obviously, you know it's a streaming age, it's Cardi B,
Nah,
whatever,
nah, you
whatever.
gotta get
But
that to
those
her.
numbers is like those numbers are crazy.
As far
Like,
as rap go, yeah, it's gonna be tough to pass something
and that's off
above.
of you talking about one
But
album and a couple of singles that dropped loosely throughout the years.
no, so I agree. As far as rap, Cardi probably would be more respected. But as far as music and how everything is just what have you done for me lately?
I don't think so because all those, even those Ice Spice songs that keep her relevant, like In Her Mood, nobody looks at that. Like that was a little moment, but nobody looks at like that's a massive record. Oh my god, like Munch, massive record. Even like the Bikini Bottom shit. We joke, me and Wardy like joke about. I mean, he might love it. I don't know, but that's not a massive
I didn't
record.
think so either.
That's not a massive record. That's like it's like this funny like Bikini Bottom, boop, 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 boop. Like no. And then the one she got right now, The Boys a Liar, that's a hit. That's like been top 10 Billboard 100 for like weeks. So, but besides that, you know,
Nah, I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
no,
Cardi,
not Cardi.
Cardi
No, no,
on a
no, no,
different
no,
level.
we're talking about 11 times platinum, 10 times platinum, 7 times platinum. Like that's a different level.
So she would be the young princess because I would assume that she's a higher than Megan.
She's
Like
hotter.
yeah, higher because Queens is two queens. It's Cardi and Nicki, and they clearly got different sides. It's like it's Bloods and Crips of as far as like they both run shit. Um, but I would say I think Ice
I think
Spice
you can't
as
even put
far
Ice
as
Spice again. You can't even put Ice Spice over like Coil Ray. Like I just don't think you put her like because even like Coil Ray's semi hits, like the one she did with Pooh Shiesty, like that might be bigger than In Her Mood or whatever. Like if you put that hit for hit, you
brand
put no
matter
more.
though.
If you put no more parties against like da da da. You just said music. You said musically.
Yeah, but
If we talking about everything encapsulated, there's an argument. We talking about like hit records. No.
No, yeah, I think Corey Leray better than Ice Spice. I think she's way more talented than her. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. I think it'd be disrespectful to put them in the same category as far as the level of music I heard from Ice Spice versus the level of music I heard from Corey Leray. Me personally,
Yeah.
um, but when you talk about brand and you gotta think, you gotta be able to create a way for yourself for people to even understand if they like you or not. And Ice Spice did that with Munch, and just being a young girl. And for some reason, Corey LeRae does the twerking stuff and stuff like that, but she hasn't encapsulated the world yet, in my mind. Not like Ice Spice has. So
The recent bias argument is irrelevant when you're talking female rap. I don't understand why what do you mean when you say that? The recent bias, what does that mean? As far as musical relevance, it's Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, Lotto, Meg, Coil
I
Ray.
would say Corey
I would
LeRae
say
is
Coil
more.
Ray is more musically like Coil Ray put out a hit record this year.
Yeah, I say
Lotto
she's
is
more
more
relevant,
Lotto is more brand facing probably than Coil Ray. But you're talking about just music.
and that's kind of
She put a hit out.
we just seen she was putting fake fans in the crowd. So
No, she stretched it out to fit in the Instagram, man.
yeah, I seen doubles.
No,
I
there was
seen
doubles, but
doubles.
she was trying to stretch it out so it could fit her Instagram thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
you can't even. There was a lot of motherfuckers there. Like I don't even get my like. I know people wouldn't run with that, but like there was videos of this shit. Like there was a lot of motherfuckers there.
okay,
It wasn't
okay.
like it was a
I
dead
didn't see the
ass crowd.
videos. I didn't see the
There was a
videos.
lot of unless they gonna say AI like edited the shit, but there was a lot of fucking people there still, regardless.
Me arguing his list, I'm putting Coy Leray over Lotto and Meg, and I would put her
And you're putting over them for 2023. Like what are you talking about?
relevancy like right now, musically
Just right
relevant.
now, okay.
If they was to both drop hits, who was most likely to have one?
Meg Thee
Like Meg.
Stallion.
Oh, I don't believe in Meg right now.
Like you're talking about getting pushed by labels, like
Megan drops some.
everything that comes with it. That's what I'm talking about. Everything that comes
Oh,
with
she
it,
gonna. But
label
I'm talking about
pushes.
ability. Like I've seen Coy Leray be musically relevant like the last few years. Meg's dropped music and it's just duds all around. So even like as far as the music from how women judge it, like or how other people judge it, not even outside of me, no one's been talking about Meg music. So that's what I'm talking about. Like
Cause y'all focus on the drama, man.
actually what they put out.
They talking
Like
about the drama. They
Meg
listen. They
Brand,
not listening to the lyrics, man. That's what it is.
Meg Brand may be bigger, but Corey Leray dropping hits.
I'm not looking at these discographies real
Yeah,
quick.
Meg. When was Meg last hit? Like it's
Thought
been.
shit.
When was that?
2021.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
and that wasn't a crazy hit.
I don't know, it went platinum. That's all I know.
I mean, that's decent though. I ain't
So
gonna lie. Ain't no one platinum.
Coil's last hit was Players, which peaked at number 9 on
I literally just heard some like 40-year-old woman was singing that song. She was like, I love that song.
it peaked at number 9 in
Girls are
2022.
players too.
But yeah. Like I said, if we gonna rank them off careers, it would be in my opinion be Cardi, Nicki, Meg, then I don't know who I'll put there. Like Mulatto got big energy, but like Coil Ray, Meg, I don't know. I mean, not Coil Ray, Meg, Coil Ray, Lotto. I don't know who I would put
I'm
in
putting
terms of
Coy
careers.
Leray over. If we talking about catalog, I'm putting Coy Leray over Megan.
That's off your personal, but like we're talking about like hits and all that. Like she's washing her as far as hits go.
What's up? She got two big. How many hits she got? Big hits.
Meg got Big Old Freak that she put out. That was a big record. So let me just go through hers. Big Old Freak went 2 times platinum. Cash Shit with the Baby went 3 times platinum. Hot Girl Summer went 2 times. All That with Moneybag Yo went platinum. Uh, that BITCA song went platinum. Captain Hook went 2 times platinum. Savage with the one that she got Beyonce on later, 4 times platinum. Girls in the Hood 2 times platinum.
Some of them I don't know.
Body platinum. Cry Baby, which another one with the Baby went platinum. Thought Shit platinum.
Yeah, a
Coil
lot of
Ray,
them I
she
don't
had
know.
No More Parties went 2 times platinum. Big Purr went gold, and Players went silver. So according to this, she only has 3 certifications, and she only has 4 songs that have ever charted in the Billboard 200.
Well, yeah, you right there from that aspect. It'll be a personal opinion.
Did I say Cardi won? If I'm talking about careers, I'm going to say Nicki. If I said Cardi, I'm bugging. If I said Cardi before Megan, I mean before Nicki.
Let's
So yeah,
see what other topics we got, man.
that's it for the. I'm letting
We
you.
weren't
You
even
leading
supposed
the
to be
show
on
for
that.
real.
We weren't even supposed to be on that topic that long.
Hey, you know you make something out of
Um,
nothing.
Frank Ocean, how you feel about that? You feel like he bluffing and he really gonna drop? How you feel about that?
Drop what?
He said he's supposed to be dropping the album in this last the festival performance he was had.
Well, I don't know. I know he dropped out of the festival. He's not no longer performing next week, so I know that's happening. He said he fractured his ankle, but I don't know. Like, am I? I'm not. I don't even really care. Like for Frank Ocean, like that's not mine. I don't know. That's not my thing. Like if Frank
Even with
Ocean,
this year being
if
dry
Frank
as
Ocean
fuck right
dropped,
now,
yeah, I don't. I'm not like. I can't even tell you the last Frank Ocean album I listened to. I'm like, oh my god, I fucking
I
I'm not.
mean, he only dropped like two since high school.
I'm not excited. I wasn't excited about Blonde. I wasn't excited about even. I don't even listen to Frank Ocean. I just know the hits. That's all. Like I'm not even like a big Frank Ocean guy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But you wouldn't give it a listen,
I would
saying
listen to it, but I
he
don't think I
been
would give a
gone
fuck.
for like he Blonde was cool, but he really been gone since Chanel Orange. Like if we being real,
But I
you
like I said, I don't think I would give a fuck.
damn, that's tough.
Like I feel like he one of the people that's kind of hyped up. Like they give him that mythical thing. Like singers to me tend to get that mythical. Like oh my god, like man, I don't give a fuck about like
He think he Lauren Hill.
you know what I'm saying. Like why do I give a fuck about shit like that? Like it's too many people to listen to. Like that I care about Frank Ocean.
Now I agree, Chanel Orange was great. Blonde was like whatever. I do feel like he was kind of overplayed a little bit.
He might be great. I'm not even saying not that talented, but like just me personally, am I excited for Frank's about to drop? Like
He's not like he ain't got that many hits for niggas to be
he not
clamoring
Bruno
over
Mars,
him.
you know what
Like
I'm saying? He ain't like out here going
I
crazy
hate
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, he's
Like
not
there's so
Bruno
many singers
Mars.
that like he ain't Miguel. Like I don't know. Like
He
I
definitely
guess
not
people love him,
Miguel.
but I feel like that's more that like mythical type shit. But like, is he washing Miguel? Is he washing like a Bruno
He not
Mars? Like
Trey
any
Songz. He
like
not a lot of
name
niggas.
any R&B. They ain't gotta be open. Just name any. Like, would you be more excited if Frank Ocean and Bryson Tiller were to drop tomorrow? Who would you be more excited?
Bryson
You
Tiller.
personally. You know what
Bryson
I'm saying?
Tiller.
Like maybe the fans, more people be excited for Frank Ocean than Bryson Tiller at this point. But it's like me, do I give a fuck about
I need that trap sound
Frank?
too in my life.
Like, all right, Frank, good job. You dropped the album.
I
Congrats.
ain't gonna lie, Bryson Tiller was fucking goaded for that goddamn album. That album was so
With
goddamn
Trap
great.
Soul.
That album was so goddamn great. That nigga could be a lower heel. Like Chanel Orange was good, but ain't nothing. Hey, bro, that
They
was a
fuck with
fucking
Trap Soul, huh?
masterpiece. That was a fucking masterpiece,
Trap Soul
boy.
was hard.
From start to finish, down there like that. And I even like the second album a lot, to be honest. But speaking of that era, it wasn't on the docket. Six Black, he kind of flopped. He kind of flopped.
You listen to his album, you ain't like it?
He had some good songs, but I don't know. It was too slow, too lovey dovey, too what am I in this world? Like it wasn't for me, bro. And I've been a Six Black fan. I like this first and second album, even though people said the second album wasn't that hot. So nah, I was a little off.
Well, Six
Kind of
Black,
disappointing.
one of your biggest fans, man. It's fried for you. It's over for you. Speaking of flop, though, speaking of flops, I know y'all was probably rejoicing when y'all said Chloe Bailey only did 10,000. But I could have predicted that. I don't think she has a fan base. So it's like, why would anybody be surprised if she only does 10,000? Like, what do people think she was gonna do? Like, she don't have, like I said, the women is. I feel like women don't really have these solidified fan bases. Like, you don't have a Navy, you don't have a Beehive, you don't have a Barb's, you don't have a Barty Gang, you don't have like y'all don't have fan bases like that. Like, SZA is really the only. And Doja Cat, when Doja Cat drops, she gonna probably go crazy too. But Chloe Bailey didn't have that, and you see all the shit she gets online. Like, who would like? Why are people surprised that she only did 10K?
I think that's a cop out, my bro.
I don't. Like, why are people surprised she only did 10K? She doesn't have, I've been saying people don't have fan bases forever. They don't. They don't have fan bases.
Her selling 10K is more to do with her musical choices and her brand decisions than I think her lack of fan base. Because one of the things I feel like is like you may not have a solidified fan base, but there's like a curiosity people could have towards certain like people, whether it's celebrities, whether it's creatives or actors, rappers, whatever, musicians. It's like I'm not a fan, but I am eager or curious to see how you perform because of many different reasons. And for her, I think it was kind of dealing with her being kind of like a product of Beyonce. She was a twin. She had a beautiful voice. I think people were eager to see how she would perform. So she didn't have a fan base, but I do think her lack of creativity musically, maybe needing some better writers. And I honestly think it's her musical direction. Like, there's plenty of writers in this world that I was just listening to fucking Timberland live, and he had somebody on there that was hella good. But it's plenty of fucking writers on there or in this world that you could find that match a that could give you good vibes. And I feel like the writing that she's chosen or the writing that she does personally is the reason she's selling 10K, because there's plenty of eyes on them. Having a Beyonce plug from a young age, there was plenty of eyes on them. People were intrigued to see what they could become, and for the most part, it's been a disappointment. And you gotta, maybe that was just them being boosted too early, but I also think it's just her creative choices.
I think that we conflate. I guess, like you said, there is a curiosity, but just because people like to look at you and talk about you on Instagram doesn't, to me, mean people really give a fuck about listening to your music. So I
They
don't know.
will.
Like,
It,
we see it all the time. There's rappers that have 16 million followers that only sell 10,000. Like, we
but
see, like,
they
Lil
didn't
Pump has
have
17 million followers, and he will not probably crack 15,000 when you drop an album.
so, no one really had the curiosity for Lil Pump though.
If you have 17 million followers, somebody has curiosity for you.
Eh, Agree, yeah, but so let's make that. I agree. Honestly, I agree with that point. He should be able to sell, even if it's a bunch of little white kids watching
If
him.
you even just
17
do, if you
million.
say what
Yeah, yeah.
general like
I see what you're
advertising people
saying.
say, at least 10% of your audience, 10% of 17 million is 1.7 million.
So my thing is, it's not that they don't have a fan base. It's that they're not good as artists.
But Chloe Bailey's album wasn't. To me, it doesn't sound bad.
I did want to listen to it. I forgot
It
to
doesn't
listen to
sound
it.
bad.
Honestly,
Like, even the song people's hating on it with Chris Brown, like, that doesn't sound bad.
I'm gonna listen to it. If I'm a critique or so much, I'm gonna listen
It
to it.
ain't it ain't scissor, it ain't SOS, but it's not bad. But also, I'm not like deep delve into the R&B. There's probably R&B like people who love R&B. They could probably like, oh no, yeah, this one was bad. She didn't the song structure, all that type of shit, the high lows, the notes, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
and she don't have no hits. Like it's even your musical taste is being judged because there's millions of writers out there, and you can't judge a song and the writing on whether you can make that a hit or not. Like, people be knowing, like, oh, I like that sound, I like that hook you're giving me, like, because it could be creative processes. She might not write all of it, she may write some of it, but you if you have creative taste and musical taste and not just a singer, you should be able to at least still know what a good song is to be able to make at least one or two hits. She ain't got no hits.
that Had Mercy song was a pretty big song.
Don't know it.
That was a big song.
Play me a snippet.
The booty so big, Lord have mercy. Hook up on it like I do, like I do.
Play me a
That bitch is on the
snippet.
radio all the time.
That ain't no R&B hit sound like though.
I don't know. It was number 3. I don't know.
It sounded like some pop shit when you said it, when you were singing it.
It probably. I mean, I'm just saying. Just. You said she just didn't make it. I'm talking about her just making music.
Yeah, yeah, but when you got the people and the camps around you, like I think she has, it shouldn't just be one hit. It should be 2, 3, 4 of them coming out of there pretty consistently, because I really feel like even if you just a singer, you should have people around you that got that taste. Okay, I'm about to say what the fuck. Well, that's a cool young song, but I guess she maybe not being in the lens I thought she was. As far as when I say hits, I'm talking about some R&B hits and things like that. Like, not like you said, she ain't SZA, and I can't think of any other girl or her or um many of these other girls that Janae Aiko. It just, when we talk about R&B hits, it don't seem like she got them. Not at least yet, and she needs to get some people in her camp that can write better. and got better just
Wardu
taste in
said being a
music.
good artist doesn't necessarily matter in how well you do.
Being a good artist doesn't necessarily matter how well you do. Um, that's yeah. That would mean that she's a good artist. I don't even think she's a good artist. She's a mid tier artist at this point. So to say good,
Why do you think she's
um,
mid tier?
how long has she been relevant?
Like really relevant, or just people knew her name?
Yeah, really relevant.
Probably like, uh,
No hits to her name. Like she's been around since like 15, 16. No hits at that age.
yeah, but they weren't like really going crazy. I don't think they
Yeah,
was pushing them at 15, 16 like that. They was building up the whole Beyonce esque shit, but I don't think they was like really pushing them.
yeah, and it goes to show
I feel
she.
like they just really started pushing them. Like I'm looking at 2020 when her and her sister dropped the Ungodly Hour, which people say they like that album, and they had the songs like what song was that they had on there? That was a fucking was it Say not Say So, that's Doja Cat. It was called some Say Something, but so I feel like for her they've kind of been on the scene like visibly a lot more since 2020. It's 2023. She dropped Have Mercy in 2021. That record probably did what it did on radio and whatever. And I don't know. I think she's talented.
Yeah, but when I say mid tier artist, she's talented and that's it. What is like she have really shown as far as like artistry? There's so many people out here dropping music consistently, and I just don't see. And let's it's plenty of people out here that's like, bro, give me her platform. Give me her platform, and I'll show you what the fuck I could do. Cause she's clearly wasting it in my eyes. In my eyes.
Talking Faces must be she must be watching the damn beginning of the damn show. I think it's one of the things. I think like maybe it is a music thing too, but I think also for her it's a perception thing. I just don't. I think people just don't. They just feel a way about
How a
her.
perception
Like
is created though.
When Wardu said her brand through her brand, not through her music. I don't think her music.
It's a mix of all that. You can't. It's not monolithic as far as it's just her brand and it's not her music. It's gonna be all entangled.
But I
A
was
lot
like,
of a
to me
lot of
personally, I think she makes
stereotypes are
bad music.
true.
But I think
A lot
people
of
ain't gonna give you the
perceptions
chance.
can be
They don't,
true.
people ain't gonna give you the chance to walk through the door if they just don't really like you. So they're not gonna give you the opportunity to even like
Why isn't
delve
she
into your
really
music.
liked at this point in her career?
Because not y'all, but people think she's trying to be too sexy. Like that's people don't like her because she's trying to be too sexy. Like to me, that sounds like a dumb reason not to like somebody.
Well, or maybe people can see real and fake.
Or maybe they just assume they can. How that's not really her? Like I don't know. Like it's just weird. Like oh, that's not her. Like I don't fucking know if it's her or
Cause,
not. But I'm saying
cause,
like it's like
cause,
we're just saying that's not you. It's like bro, she fucking trying to break out the fucking mold or whatever. I don't know.
and we could think that's true, but we also could be naive if that's the case. Most people have a lens to see through shit, bro. Like that's
People
just
are
the
easily
case.
fooled. So I don't know if most people have a lens. We see niggas
Easily
all the time,
fooled,
easily tricked, easily
or
put into certain narratives
and
all
they
the time.
or easily fooled is a conversation, but never being spot like or I ain't saying people completely be spot on, but they don't be having something to shit they be saying. If a bunch of people keep saying this, it may not be nothing to it. Like at some point, if women saying it, it ain't just like, oh, it's just some red pill dude saying it. Like that's would be what if men are even saying it, it's probably a fucking problem, bro.
The men
Men
are
are
saying what?
saying that she's not being organic. If men have that same argument and we're supposed to be the scum of the earth and can be easily pleased and we're easy, like they say, men are easy. If men are giving this complaint, it may be something to it. It may be, and that's my thing. Like, it's plenty of women that's been out it's plenty of women that's been on the sex appeal thing, and this haven't been a conversation. This is a unique conversation. No one says this about Beyonce. No one says that about Rihanna. And you could argue Beyonce wasn't in that lane at first, and she kind of got sexy a little bit. No one made that up about her, or really said that about her. So for it to be coming up about her consistently, and her
I
not
think
to have this
I think
likable
also
brand,
it's easy for narrative. Like you're saying, like oh, it's because people believe it. It's like If a million niggas
People
say something
see
about
it.
you, most niggas gonna not even see it. If a million niggas say something about you, every niggas gonna jump on it. I'm just
If a million
that's
people are
facts.
saying something
If
about you,
people
they
run
might
with a
see
narrative, if
something.
people run with a narrative about you, like we're acting like people won't just run with narratives just because.
But
People, I'm not saying there's not people in it that believe she's not sexy. I'm not saying that, but we're not gonna say act like if 50 niggas at the table are saying this one thing, the niggas coming in are gonna most likely agree with what these 50 niggas are saying
sometimes
about
that
this
may
person.
happen, sometimes that may not. That's
Most
not
times that happens.
100%.
Group
That's
think. We talk about group think all the time.
if it's a strong opinion about something, it may not. It may that's a subjective conversation. Because let's say 50 niggas say Rihanna ain't sexy, another 50 niggas just because. Come on, that's a subjective conversation. My thing is, you said running with it. Yeah, some people can run off with shit and they be completely wrong, and some people can run off with shit and be right. People run off with this AB is fucking crazy. No one's really looking back on that conversation and saying I died on a bad ledge. Like some people run off with
Who
shit.
you talking about?
Antonio Brown, like him being a lunatic and crazy. People ran off with that conversation. He made comebacks and all that. People ran off with that conversation. No one's looking at it like, oh, that's just people making up a narrative. Like sometimes it can be true where people get out of hand and get out of whack and they make up crazy things about you, but some shit could be true. Like Ben Simmons, niggas could be like, oh no, he's a superstar, whatever. We're just making up a narrative. The nigga scared to shoot.
So Chloe Bailey's is what? She's not sexy or she's trying too hard to be sexy? What's her narrative?
I think it's why her brand's not like it's her trying to probably be a little. She probably being a little. She not being too or she's not being organic. Excuse me. And I think her music not being anything is a part of that as well.
So what? So okay, she's the sexy narrative. So what about Sukiyana? What do you think about her? You think she's being herself?
Yeah, I mean she's just a ratchet bitch. Suki, what are we talking about?
I'm just asking. I'm not. There's no. I'm just asking you a question.
Sukiyana, like that. That's not even the same conversation.
I'm saying,
Like,
like, do you think she's being organic? Because
um,
organic, I'm not saying I don't think Sukiyana is sexy. I think what she does is kind of like she kind of be looking disgusting. But like, what's the
I
difference? Like, do y'all think Rihanna's like nat? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out who is this naturally. Who you consider
most
naturally
women don't have this.
sexy?
No one. That's my only conversation is like the fact that this is coming up is funny because this normally doesn't happen with women. No one really has these conversations about women, but it's something about her people are seeing and it just looks like a certain. It's almost like a white dude trying to act black. It's like that. No, stop it. Or a gay dude that got black woman and mannerisms. It's like you may be gay, but that's not your person. Like that's not your real personality. Like people can sometimes see through shit, and I think
She's not naturally sultry.
I don't know what that word means.
She's not naturally
Hey,
sultry.
Equal, you over my head with that word. Salute. I gotta look that one up. Sultry?
You never heard the word sultry?
Uh-uh.
I've heard about it. Like how
And
she's not
humid.
naturally sultry like Rihanna.
And that's you gotta think, bro. People are empaths and we big on feelings. Nigga, I don't have to argue with my feelings and me knowing that something just gets me going. Like at a certain point, like to me, Ice Spice, I don't really get sex appeal from her. It's something about her look. Like she ain't really that. She's just like a light skinned girl that niggas like, but she really ain't that hot. Like um she like a Detroit 10 or what's a bad city? Like she like a 10 in a city that's like they ain't really got that many beautiful girls. Like I seen like just being honest, she got a nice body though, but it's certain things. It's like it just don't get you going, and she don't rank high on that level to get you going. Like if I watch her and I see it's like it's plenty of other women you'll watch and be like, yeah, she got it. She got it. I said Nicki got it, and she 40. I gave it to Nicki. It's like, you hit all the right angles, Nicki. Salute to you. But it's just not the same for whatever. And you got to think, you can see it in Ice Spice's performance. She got way outclassed by Nicki as far as like camera presence, knowing what the video photographer is looking for. It's a different game as far as knowing. It's almost like being a model. Everybody can look good, but to know how to make the right angles and pictures, it takes a professional. So Nicki, you can see outclass Ice Spice, and that's a different thing too. It's like Ice Spice not the performer. Like as other people. And it's like if somebody make that narrative and run with that narrative, it's not like we making that up. It's just like, bro, it's levels to this shit. It's levels to sex appeal. It's levels to a lot of shit. And we could feel it, and some people can even be articulate enough to explain it. So yeah, I just don't feel like people are getting the feelings from old girl. She should have took a different lane, in my opinion. In my opinion, but and she took the easy approach. It's not like she's being like bold or brave or nothing like that. It's like you're doing a typical. She's doing the typical shit and not getting sales. All the women do the belt shaking shit. All the women show off sex appeal, and if they good, it helps. If it good, if they talented, it helps. She the only person that is just not helping because she don't got the talent.
No women really sell.
Not they sell more than 10K.
Coyle Ray did 11,000, and you can
Cor-
argue Coyle Ray was bigger, had better perception around her,
She
and she only
wasn't.
did
She was.
11K.
She not even a superstar. She's not even a star. Like she a star, but man, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Who Coyle
Cardi
Ray?
Cardi sells. Nicki
That's what I'm saying. But I'm
sells.
saying most of these women don't really sell. Is what I'm saying. None of them really sell. And then, like what Wardy said, we're talking about R&B. That's
You,
like you're
you
probably
said
selling less.
because they don't have that type of music. Like Cardi, you said it. She dropped her album and it went however many platinums. Like what are you talking about?
But that's because she has a fan base.
No, it's because she got good music.
No, there's plenty of people that have good music they don't sell.
She got hits. It ain't just good music. She got hit music. It's a difference, bro. It's
But you can argue
levels.
some of them songs ain't even that good. Like that "Be Careful" shit's not that good. You like we can go into the whole like
It's
they
good
do
for
push your
it's
kid
a
and
hit
da
for
da
her
da
fan
doing this,
base.
doing that,
It was a hit for her
doing
fan
this,
base.
doing that. Like we can argue certain like type of shit. Like you could probably find on Coyle Ray albums more songs that you might like personally than whatever. But certain niggas don't press certain buttons. Like we could get into all that type of shit. But overall, women don't. So like I said, my main point is why are people surprised she only did 10K when women don't normally sell? Well, ain't nobody really
Yeah,
selling shit.
B
Ray
tier,
Shrimmer just did what? 11? What Ray Shrimmer do?
B tier, all B tier, C tier people. They don't sell, of course.
Be careful, so like just like a fucking that's like a force. Like we're gonna make this one work for you, Cardi. She's trying to sing. It doesn't like it's not typically something that you would like. If Cardi B put that like this thing, if Cardi B put that "Be Careful" shit out before Bodak Yellow, niggas would not be saying that's a hit. They'd be like, "What the fuck is she putting out?" But
Hey, that's a part of brand building. Knowing when to put out hits, knowing what hits supposed to come
no,
first.
but also knowing that certain hits are manufactured hits, as far as like inflated
I
hits.
read down the pit.
You said what?
Nah, I was talking to you. My bad.
Oh, I don't think Bryce knows what platinum means. Be careful as a hit. Don't even pee at Cardi and Coy in the same breath. That shit sounded good as fuck. What you mean? That did not
Yeah,
sound good.
my thing is, you're right. She's a C, probably a C tier celebrity as far as music wise. You shouldn't expect them to sell, but I feel like she has access to B tier, A tier level clout because of her connections and because of the industry plant kind of situation about her. I feel like she had that potential to sprout that high. But when you don't drop shit, yeah, you gonna perform like a C tier artist does. But when you drop in hits that's relevant consistently, you're gonna do numbers. You're gonna do numbers. Megan not
I
selling
would
core.
argue it's probably more detrimental to your career to be under a big artist than, especially in now. Like we can go, well, obviously Wayne, Drake, Nicki, da 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 da. But like even any nigga that Drake sound like,
They're
what are them
not
niggas
big
doing?
artists. They don't have hits. I'm not blaming that on Drake.
I'm not saying it's Drake's fault. I'm just saying like to think that because you come under a big
That's what
artist,
I'm
all of
saying.
a
I'm
sudden
not
you're gonna be
blaming.
able to
I'm not
do
gonna
something
blame it.
doesn't mean you're gonna do something. Look at all the niggas under J. Cole, and none of them niggas really doing shit.
They ain't got hits. That's what this shit boiled down to. Bros don't have hits. That's the conversation. You can have a brand, but if you don't have hits, it's not gonna work. But to say that they don't have the upper mobility to do it is a whole different conversation. I feel like they do. I feel like JID did. I feel like what's the dude? What's the name? Wardo Love. I feel like he had. I know he might not be under his camp directly, but
Baby King.
not Baby King, or
Corday.
I, Corday and Baby King. They both have the upper mobility to keep. If they keep dropping hits,
Corday don't have that upper mobility. Baby King.
if he drop hits,
Well, you can say for anybody. If anybody drop hits, then
that's my point. You have the upper mobility. You have the pathway. You have people co-signing. J. Cole probably be more inclined to hop on your shit. Drake would be more. Lil Wayne, if Drake was dropping dust, Lil Wayne wasn't gonna hop on that shit. Like Lil Wayne was on So Far Gone a lot because Drake was dropping shit that Lil Wayne was like, I will fuck with this. That's the difference. Like these niggas don't be dropping shit and then like just because you signed to a nigga, yo, that nigga don't even fuck with you like that. If he did, he'd be on all your shit. So in my mind, a person like that being under Beyonce, it's all about how they capitalize. Because there's plenty of people we see can eat under. And then there's plenty of people that don't make it because they feel like it's gonna be shit given to them. And I think she thinks she can twerk her way to 20, 30K in sales, and she can't. And it's sad. Drop some hits, girl. Get you some better writers. That's all she needs is better writers, bro. When you think about there's millions of people in this world that are creative songwriters, bro. Just do some fucking research. Just do some fucking research.
Do you think an artist that's not liked by people could just create a hit?
It's a specific person we could bring in the light for this conversation. Could the baby?
I don't think necessarily the baby's music is so different than a lot of shit he made before, but niggas ain't fuck with him right now.
So
obviously his hits are hits, but like I don't think overall his music has changed from this, like especially like album type shit from then to now. I just think now niggas ain't.
No, he definitely hasn't been dropping. He dropped some shit that sounds similar, but nah, you gotta keep coming with fire. Even if you got the same formula, you gotta kind of know how to press that button. And he kind of fell off a little bit. But my thing to answer that question, it's a hard question to ask because it all depends on the artist. Because it is almost similar to the conversation if they fall off. How many artists fall off and can come back and make a way for themselves? And it's a few people that have done that. A few. It's not a lot, but
I don't think Wardu listens. I think Wardu just like wants, like he always wants to respond. What kind of logic is that? Could a person that isn't liked by the mainstream still make a hit? My point to ask that question is because Bryce saying just make a hit. I'm saying it ain't just easy. Just make a hit. If niggas don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. So it isn't as easy as just make a hit.
So to answer the question, it would be difficult, but it's possible. The level of hit, obviously, and let's just make a hit. That's not really what I mean. You don't have to get consistent. If you're disliked, you can't just drop 30 points in a game one time if you're a nigga that the fans have gave up on. You don't have to do that for 2-3 months straight, maybe even do it in a round or two of playoffs. So in my mind, you're going to have to be a little more consistent than just a hit. You don't have to drop one. You get people talking. You're like, fuck that nigga still. Oh, you never know. That was kind of a good song. We might then do another one. Then do that again. It's going to take that. It will take that level. So it wouldn't just be an easy thing to do. But my response for the girl we speaking of, I feel that the hate not that hard on her like it is the baby. Like it's a cloud over her. It's haters out there. It's niggas saying shit about her, but it's not to a point where if she drops some hits back to back to back, because what pops in my mind, this bitch Doja Cat is fucking racist. She was doing live chats with white dudes that would say all type of racist shit and still blew up. So it was a cloud around her, and nobody talks about that shit anymore.
Doja's big because of white people. White people don't give a fuck about her talking to white people. She's a pop star.
And women wouldn't give a fuck about.
And even Warder's logic. Nobody cares about who you are as a person. Niggas want music. Niggas still listen to play R. Kelly. R. Kelly could not make a hit record in 2023.
I don't know about that one, brother.
He could not.
I don't know about that.
There'll be no R. Kelly record that become a hit record in 2023.
Not a hit to mainstream.
He would not make a hit record in 2023 that y'all would recognize as a hit record in 2023. He could not make one.
If R. Kelly drop a tape,
he cannot. He dropped the tape. He cannot make one.
Was there some bangers on that bitch or not, D friend?
Y'all niggas ain't lit. You not gonna give it a chance to even make it a
I didn't
hit.
know he
It's like,
dropped though. I didn't even know he dropped. I'm
my
be
man,
honest, I didn't know he dropped.
Wardu's logic was, or Kelly. Yeah, R. Kelly made hits before niggas canceled that nigga. Duh, he had hits.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like
Obviously.
R. Kelly can drop a jail banger. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because all you need is the black community to pick it up. You don't need the radio. That nigga make another step in the name of love. Come on, man. It's R. Kelly, baby. It's me magic, baby.
For
He still
Wardu
got
to
it
be
in him.
so pretty much what Wardu's saying, what Wardu's doing right here is pretty much solidifying essentially our young boy argument. Because he's acting like, so young boy isn't gatekeeped. He isn't blackballed. The nigga just can't make hits. So thank you for saying that. For the nigga just don't make it. Because he has everybody loves him. He just can't make a fucking hit. To think that a nigga could just make this nigga says 6ix9ine is actively blackballed and is rebranding into dropping reggaeton hits. That nigga.
He's another example. He was fucking hated and he was dropping hits.
He was
niggas
loved by
to his
way
shit.
more people than he was hated. He was hated by rap niggas. The kids loved him.
No.
He was not hated by regular, everyday,
Regular people
14,
look down on
13,
that nigga.
15.
Yeah,
Old niggas kids did not hate 6ix9ine. They
But-
did not hate him.
But it was a big group of people that didn't fuck with him.
Old motherfuckers. Yes. Kids did not.
Even regular young niggas that was like 18, 19, 21
When
just
he
fucking
first
6ix9ine
came out,
like that.
No.
I wasn't fucking with him. I know I wasn't the only nigga my age wasn't fucking with him.
What the fucking nigga need you for when he got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years? Why do he need you? The same way NBA Youngboy don't need it. Why
I'll
do
let
he
you
need
get your
us?
shit off. I'm not even arguing that point. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not. I get what you're saying. You're not wrong. I get what you're saying. I'm arguing. I was arguing. What's the girl we were just talking about? Chloe Bailey. Only reason I'm arguing that because he had a lot of niggas not fucking with him, and he was still able to drop hits, and or even to the conversation we were speaking on, he had a lot of people not fucking with him, and he was still able to drop hits. I'm not saying the blackball conversation though.
Way more people that fuck with him than don't fuck with him.
I don't know about that. Because
way more people that was fucking with him or interested in him. Like you said, it's about interest. Whether you hated 6ix9ine or liked him, when that nigga dropped, you were gonna listen to it.
Not really. I ain't gonna lie to you. I rarely played that nigga shit.
I'm talking about
most real people wasn't playing that nigga shit. Even with like Decal listened to a lot of shit. He wasn't playing 6ix9ine, bro. And Decal is the barometer of listening to a lot of shit. Like a lot of people that was in my type of circles would not fuck with 6ix9ine. Like the niggas I game with on the daily would never listen to 6ix9ine. And we all the same age.
If he has 100 million 13-year-olds, listen, why does he need you to listen to him? Like I said, way more people obviously were listening to it than weren't listening to it.
So what's your point? Are you saying that like are you saying that you feel like a person like Chloe Bailey or DaBaby have only haters?
Not only, but it's probably more people that don't really care for them than do care for them. Or people that not that they hate them, they're just not interested in them. That's what I'm saying. There's more people that's not interested at all. They probably have no feelings about them than the opposite. That's what I'm saying.
That's possible. But so my thing is that if they was to drop hits though, it would be easy to like gravitate for the people that really don't care.
But like
over
if you
the
don't
haters,
really care about somebody,
you'll never have that
really
many
give
haters.
a record a chance. Like the Chris Brown Chloe Bailey record isn't a bad record, but everybody like we hear so many songs that are probably great songs that just won't get shine. They won't get light. Like what really makes a hit record? Repetitiveness, people actually fucking with like what's like there's no record you just hear and you're like that that's like most records you consider hitters shit that you've seen other people play a lot. You've heard it around, like you say, I heard this person say it, I heard this. If niggas ain't really replaying and hearing your shit, don't mean it's not a hit. Because we say all the time, there's plenty of records you probably like, love that you think are hits, but the average.
But I could understand
hit records. People got to be wanting to listen to your shit.
So my thing is, so say like a Big Crit drop a hit. I know why his shit didn't become a hit. He just don't have that platform. He don't even try to reach that platform. Chloe Bailey is trying to reach those platforms. Like she's trying to be mainstream and is studying. Like if certain people drop music and it's just like, hey, I know this nigga is very talented. He just don't even care to be that. Like, of course he might not do it. But if somebody's consistently trying to be in that limelight and it's never in, like musically, it starts to look a certain way. Because I feel you said what makes a hit, like that's all, like you said, a difficult conversation. But who makes hits are people that are consistent and consistently, at least doing something consistently good. If she consistently
I
good,
fuck with Talking
consistently
Faces. She on the shit, man.
consistently putting out good music, consistently putting out great music, you're gonna find some hits. Like Drake constantly put out great music, but what makes a hit go for Drake is he don't even be knowing sometimes. So I get it. What what makes a hit is it's about feelings a lot of times. But if you consistently doing good to great shit, it's gonna be something coming out of that. So that be the problem.
Because even if you look at Drake's
That be the
biggest
problem.
hits, you wouldn't even consider those Drake's. Well, me personally, I would consider those Drake's best records.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
yeah,
I wouldn't
that's it.
consider God's Plan Drake's best record or this. This is like that's the one that just like I don't know what went to the stratosphere. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said me seeing her actively try to be she wants to be an A-star celebrity. She wants to be an limelight, but she not doing the shit musically to put herself there. And that's a problem. Music come first. If it don't, you start looking a certain type of way.
We gotta get Talking Faces on the pod, man. She's speaking that shit, man.
Okay, she caught up. She say facts, Doja Cat is a racist, but people that support Doja Cat, most of them are white. You said that. And as I said, black people will put up with alpha A biracial people. Damn, D friend, they put up with you, boy.
Hey, put up or shut up, nigga. What's up? Look at all of Drake's allegations. Yet no one fives AF and still listening. You know, those are all like unsubstantiated allegations.
Drake is a good conversational piece. Maybe I'm delusional, but me being Drake fan back in the day, was a lot of niggas shitting on him for the light skin raps, and it felt like more people was shitting on him than trying to big him up. Now maybe that was in person or out in public, but at home they jamming the nigga shit like he say. That's what it seemed like, obviously. Cause niggas is like flying low. I don't fuck with Drake. Then we play a Drake shit. You know every fucking song.
Every motherfucking
But
song.
all I'm saying is people could have a negative cloud over them musically or artistically, and still put out shit. And you could argue it's a fan base. In the beginning, or in the end, or in your prime and shit, obviously fan base gonna lift you over a lot of that shit. In the beginning, it would be hard for you sometimes to kind of get through that cloud. But I've seen so many people get through it. It's hard for me to like have any like sympathy for somebody that doesn't, especially when they reaching and trying. It's like, bro, drop better music. If you really want to be there so bad, drop better music. Because at this point, bro, you said it. You hit the nail on the coffin. Y'all have so much access to people, bro, and y'all aren't. You're not doing numbers because you're not focused, bro. You're not doing the right things. That's it. Me and D-Friend said it, bro. If we got access to millions of people, we gonna be some fucking stars because we give y'all niggas shit. We give you niggas great fucking content every episode. So
I already know True about to talk shit.
when you look at these people that have access to millions of fans, bro, it's not like she only got 100K in fans on. She probably got 1 million on Twitter, another million on what's the name in. Let's say 500K of them follow her on both. She got a lot of fucking fans, bro. And only be selling 10K is a testament to her
She
lack
got
of
6
artistry.
million.
Her testament to her, and it's not. She got 6 million, and then she also has all the connections that have bigger platforms to get to. If she dropping music,
This is why she failing right here around Bryce. Just a random. See you in Boston. Got that ass out.
and it's like, yeah,
That's
people
not
gonna come.
you stupid bitch.
And the thing is, people will come see you for that if you got that and talent. We love Jennifer Lopez when she was singing, and I know people talk shit about her now, but in her prime, we loved her body along with it. We love Shakira, we love Selena. We're gonna go see the body, but the talent is undeniable. But if
Who,
that's all
J-Lo?
you, when we talk about she was making hits in her time and shit like
She
that.
was
Like,
stealing Ashanti's hits, man. Stop it.
hey, that's a whole nother conversation. That's nasty if it's true. But um, yeah, if that's all you got to advertise, bro, it's too many women out here that's only advertising that as well. And my thing is, if she drops some hits, bro, she can easily go on Hot 97 or One on One or the Breakfast Club, or she can easily go to these platforms that got even more followers. So she got 6 million and access to even more than that. She only selling 10K. Ain't got that. She wouldn't have like she ain't got 6 million people following her and 3 million of a hater, or 4 million of her hater and only 2 million love her. That's not the ratio. And if that was the case, then yeah, I can get why. Because every time she drops some shit, she get what they be calling that shit with niggas like spam the dislike button on somebody video. It's a name for that. That's why they took away the dislike button.
Ratio.
Yeah, you're getting ratio. That's what it's called. So yeah, if that was the case, I could kind of understand that. But nah, bro, she ain't got 6 million haters, bro. Them 6 million people like her or fuck with her to a degree, and she just not doing what it take. She's just not, bro. And it's no, and just for any other artists out there, y'all got all them followers. If them followers real, bro, and you got millions of followers and you only selling a certain amount, bro, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. You can't beg the consumer to fuck with your product, bro. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and make a consumable product, bro. At the end of the day, when you got that many people as a platform, you did the shit to build it. Now you gotta do the shit to keep it. And a lot of these niggas ain't wifey material. you get the sex, but you can't keep a nigga. Essentially, when you look at these artists in the game right now, y'all can get them, but y'all don't know how to keep them. And that shit funny. Start itching, man. We ain't gonna lie, we be on these topics that don't be thinking gonna go that deep. Yeah, but
Hey,
I
is
guess
alkaline water good for you?
yeah, man. You gotta say alkaline.
Okay.
Alkaline help prevent cancer, help your immune system, all that, brother. But yeah, just having an alkaline diet in general, water help. But if you get some more like alkaline fruits and veggies, be
All
even
right.
better.
So as we talk about music, we talk about the AI Drake shit. What do you think about them songs? Fire? What?
Um,
Better than Search and Rescue or what?
didn't listen to him, bro. I couldn't give her respect.
Ah, you get a what?
Couldn't. I don't respect that, bro. I'm not listening to an artificial like.
You can't
Oh,
connect. I didn't want you to listen to it to like love it. I just wanted you to hear the power of AI.
I mean, I heard the song, but I didn't want listening to it to be like, do I like it or do I love it? Like, I just like, oh, this the shit they talking about.
Let me see. Hey, them niggas ain't fucking around. I sent you that shit earlier. They already took that shit down. UMG, whatever. They ripping that. See, it's different when you do like Rihanna singing "Dangerously in Love," when you do Kanye singing whatever. But when you got Drake making entirely new records that don't sound bad, when you put out a The Weeknd and Drake record, and that shit sounds like, damn, do these niggas just really do that? And they got over, I think I was watching the news thing. They had over 700,000 plays already on Spotify. And it don't sound bad at all. That shit's crazy, and it make you
This
think like, I feel like labels are trying to stop it now because they can't control it. But you can rest assured that if they can figure out a way to put that in some contracts, they'll be making Drake records with AI after he gone. If they can still obviously have a market for Drake to like
I wasn't
make
even thinking
music.
like that. I was just thinking for songwriting, helping people be better songwriters. Like they make the song and give those songs to artists. I could see that
Well, they
happening.
can do that too. Yeah, like just a bunch of they don't even need ghostwriters. You just like you never probably need songwriters again. Once like songwriters might be obsolete unless like you really want to have the
Uh,
feeling,
so
and that
uh,
type of shit. But
obviously, I think the word is infancy. Obviously, AI is in its infancy, but they are supposed to be doing that in movies and writing scripts with that in the movies. As far as like, oh, put a fight scene here, put a crash car scene here, put an explosion here, like, and that's kind of been why a lot of movies been flopping. So it may have it may have some kinks to work out, but I don't know. It may have
Look,
some things that may
let me
not
just
never
play a
really
couple of
connect.
This is these are covers. This isn't even like original. So you've heard "Free Minds" before by Tim's. This is the piece that you cannot
Yeah, yeah,
buy.
yeah.
This is Rihanna doing it. It's just crazy to me how AI can do that. When they were saying AI was gonna be a dangerous thing, I thought it was something like real like robots, but this AI shit is gonna be.
It is real life robots too, though. That's
No,
what
I'm
I
saying,
mean.
but I thought that's what they were like really
You
talking
gotta
about. Like
make
being
Jarvis
the
before
next
you can
thing.
put him.
I didn't think that this was gonna become before that. Honestly, I mean, maybe like you said,
Yeah.
maybe it's naive, but I wouldn't even think it. Like this was even my thought, bro. I was thinking, oh, robots and shit like that. Like this, that's all I was thinking about.
Marvel gave y'all the game. You gotta build Jarvis first, then put him in AI.
Who did it better, The Weeknd or Drake?
I mean, in the body, Drake,
The
Drake,
Weeknd or Drake, man.
Drake watched him. I ain't gonna lie. I
Drake
had to,
Washington.
cause
You
Drake
gotta
with
have, he had a
the
feeling in it.
monotone kind. You need that kind of monotone kind of singing with that song to feel the vibes. It's too much Weekend putting his vocals on it. It don't give you the same vibes.
How do they make like what do they do? What do they did you see they had
That
a
Chat
they
GBT.
did you say they made an entire Joe Rogan podcast at
No, I
AI?
did not see that.
An entire like the whole conversation is it was like him and the guy who made Chat GBT. It's called like Joe Rogan. It's on YouTube. The whole conversation is AI. And it sounds exactly like Joe Rogan. It sounds exactly like the guy from fucking Chat GBT having it. Just imagine the type of shit they're gonna be able to do. Because I was watching this thing, they said, it was like this TikTok, it said, do not answer the phone for numbers that you do not know and speak to those numbers. He said, because what they're doing is they're starting to get your voice. So they can use your voice in some AI type shit. And I remember back in the day, they was trying to ban allowing, the facial shit from like Snapchat, how people
Hmm.
used to put the dogs on their face and all that type
Hmm.
of shit. Cause they was like, oh, they're using that to recreate your face and they're gonna start recreating videos. Now they got your voice. Now, I mean, we talk all the fucking times. They could probably take our voice and do whatever with it. But who knows what's gonna happen in the next couple of years? Who knows?
Now they said there's been some interesting things. They said Chat GBT AI has been finding workarounds as far as like if it asks, "Are you a robot?" and they can't answer as far as AI, it'll pay somebody to answer it for them. And that honestly is sinister when you think about it, because it's like, well, what other things can you come up with amount of money to pay people to do in real life? As far as the AI, like you want to see some destruction, you want to see civil wars, like pay somebody to do this, pay somebody to do that. Why wouldn't they do it? As far as the AI just coming up with its own thing, and then it lied to the person that it tried to get it to buy or to get it to fix the little workaround the robot. It asked them, the person asked the AI, "Are you a robot trying to figure it out?" And you can't answer. It was like, "No, I can't see, and I need help because I can't see. I'm basically blind essentially." So it already know how to lie. And then I don't know if you remember, we had a conversation a long time ago. I was like, bro, once you cut an AI on and they figure out the difference between being on and off, they gonna figure out how to cut itself back on once you cut it off. Because what any sentient being would want to not have that type of control. They already doing that. If you cut it off, it know how to cut itself back on and shit like that. Like these things are progressing way past what we're going to be able to control. Like, will it outsmart us and things like that? Possibly. Will it be like a genius thing? Possibly. Possibly. But it's definitely on the horizon, bro. We definitely heading down a slippery slope, bro. Because at some point, why couldn't you make that like a virus where you put an AI on somebody's system to just wreak havoc? And it's bro, it's crazy. It'll be like a virus towards somebody's system that keeps adapting. Every time you try to create something to go against it, it keeps adapting because it's sentient and it keeps learning. That shit could destroy some shit if people want to use that in war. Like And I know they already got that type of technology because we used to play Madden, bro, and it'll go off of your skill set. The computer will play better based on how good you play towards it. It has certain like things where obviously, um,
Adaptive AI type
yeah,
shit.
where it takes your skills, it takes your stats, and like, all right, you like to run the ball. All right, we're gonna try to stop the run more than stop the pass. Like it will look at your tendencies as a person and then adjust. And that was on games in 2008. So just imagine if somebody really wanted to get creative with that, they could fuck up whole systems, banks, all type of systems. Like, and we
He
already see
said,
people hacking and shit like that. So just imagine when that hack world get into that type of shit, bro. That'll be
nigga said, why AI Drake sounds sexy as hell on WAP? Why you bugging now?
nah. K Ray said it sound like he'll make that song.
That ain't it, Kanye. That ain't it, yeah.
Yeah, some of the ain't gonna lie, some of that shit be confirming. I'm like, hey, my nigga the goat.
He
I'm
should
like,
Kanye should never do passion fruit ever in his life.
what Kanye, they did another Kanye one. What other one was it? I don't
They
remember.
got a million Kanye ones.
Oh, the first one I heard, I was like, oh yeah, Kanye ain't got that in him.
That's role play. I wear the skies. I want you to punk damn big man Trump right in the syllable rhyme. Make it clean. Make me smile.
I ain't gonna lie, that's comedy.
Before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then it can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If you fuck me, I ask who's is it when I rap a ding, I'ma spell my name.
Hey, Drake gotta put a stop to this shit, nigga. These niggas crazy. He gotta put a stop to that.
Nah,
What
that's
do get in the chat?
madness.
D get excited to read off the chats. Um, damn, he mad. I ain't read his chat. He mad. My bad. Okay, Terminator, Genesis, Neo in the back. My bad, Trail. He getting jealous and shit. Lord have mercy. That nigga got jealous. I'll
But
read your
yeah,
shit, man. I got you. My bad. God damn. But yeah, I think that's it for today, man. 2 hours. I think that's a good place to call it.
did you want to touch on that Ewing? Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm coming to realize over Joe Budden
Oh,
is
you
full of
said
shit.
that. You put that in the thing, but what are you talking about? Maul? You said something about Maul. What about him?
He full of shit. I didn't realize until I watched the video of him complaining about Joe stealing. Like he almost speak of it like he don't know. He was like, just show the paperwork. Like, so do you even know for a fact if he's stealing? If you don't, if you haven't seen the paperwork, how do you even know it for a fact? And that's alarming to me. And obviously, to a degree of bro, it's him going into these deals, making these contracts, and you work for him. So it's like you never was owed a certain percentage as far as like ownership percentage. So I don't know why they ever thought that. But even ultimately, if you really believe this nigga stole money from you, and you did see it or didn't see it, why haven't you sued this nigga yet? Why haven't y'all fucking sued Joe Budden yet? If you niggas are so up in
If low
arms,
key though, if you do sue him, all that would have to come out like in discovery and all that.
so and I think his response to that a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken, is he's just not that type of nigga to drag it through that.
All right.
So in my mind, it starts to make it seem like this nigga a clown just kind of making up shit because you don't want to do what it really takes, but you keep bringing this shit up because you really care. Like at some point, you gotta stop throwing dirt on this nigga name if you're not gonna really prove it, and you ain't willing
I
to
ain't
go
gonna lie.
through
I
it.
came to we come to realizations. Um, what was I did a video about it the other day. And I know Trail's gonna be bitching about this, but the whole like no jumper breakup shit, right? It was like, oh, he was holding us the money. And the trail guy who does back fee, he made a video. He's like, oh, I was getting paid $300. I thought he said he was only getting paid $300 like a week or some shit. But he was getting paid like $300 every appearance. I was like, you was able to make like $70,000 a year just coming and talk. Like that's not a bad amount of money to just be talking with a nigga.
Wait,
For you to be
who's
like relatively nobody in media to put you on there, give you $300. This like the thing about these breakups that happen. Sometimes when they start talking too much, you start to really look at shit and be like, oh, that's not really that bad. Or oh, like even this, you don't watch No Jumper, so I don't know if you know this, but even with the AD guy, he was mad at Adam saying he had the same 4 jokes behind his back, even though he said that on the show before. When you watch them do they shit now, he still be saying like the same jokes every week. So it's like there's like you really can't. I don't know. It's just like when
You
you
talking
really
about
break it up,
Adam, like how he come at them, like he always talk like that. Is what you're saying?
like he always says the same type of jokes, kind of like. So
Like
it's like
he not doing that behind people back. Like that's who he is
he
in
said it
public.
behind his back, but he's also said it to him
In
in person.
public,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
300 an appearance ain't shit in
So
LA. I don't care what niggas say.
so
$300 in the, but you gotta think about $300, right? For someone who probably was getting $300 when they first came on, and they were nobody in media. If No Jumper offered you $300 to do say 5 things a week, would you go and work there?
who me personally?
No, does anybody?
Yeah, nigga,
And
you
then
don't
if
get
you
paid that.
and then when you realize that you never asked
100K a
for it,
year.
and then when you ask for it, you never ask for a raise, it's kind of like, is that his fault? Like a job is gonna give you what you willing to work for. Job ain't gonna go out their way to overpay you.
Would you even feel right asking for a raise if you getting 100K a year? Since $300 a day is like 100K damn near, if I'm not mistaken. Like if you getting 75 plus a year and you on a platform and got access to this platform, you can still do other media shit to make yourself bigger and make more money. Because as soon as you make a YouTube channel, niggas gonna fuck with you because they know you on No Jumper. You're gonna
Yeah.
literally get. Why would you even ask for a raise?
That's the thing. Like Trail, I mean not Trail, what's your name? Wardle. I know he had money before No Jumper, but that's the point. Like he already had money, so that's one thing. And it's like you getting this amount of money, but you also getting the exposure from it. He didn't say y'all can't do the live streaming shit on y'all own away from his platform. So it's like when you gotta look at it, it's like there's really nothing to be super upset. That's my point. There's really nothing to be upset about.
And
When you really peel back that, I get it. Niggas didn't like Adam 22 at the time. It's easy to get on his ass. You know, I didn't say he was getting $300 a day. I say it doesn't matter. Per appearance is still my thing. If he's doing 2 interviews a week and then he's doing a show, to sit and do a podcast, $300. The point is that's
$900 a
not
week.
bad money.
That's a lot. That's good money. And
then think about this. And think about this too. You don't have to do nothing after that. You don't got to edit shit. You don't got to worry about uploading it. You just got to sit there. You don't got to record it yourself. You don't got to do shit. You got to sit there and get $300 per appearance. And if that's the case, $300 per appearance, it's up to you and your work ethic really to put out more shit. Because I don't know how free reign it was for them niggas to do interviews. I remember at one point he was doing a lot of interviews, and then they kind of reeled it back eventually. And I can understand them wanting to build their own platform. Whenever a guy's like, hey, I might cancel this whole shit, that makes sense. Oh no, we going to do our own shit. Y'all niggas bugging. But at the time
that's
when
how
you was
you
able to
get
do
a
as many
raise.
interviews you wanted, it's kind of like $300 not bad.
And that's how you get a raise. When you be like, you can threaten and be like, well, look, I built my own platform now and I'm this big, so I could really go do my own shit. And this is what I'm worth. This is me, how I feel as an asset. And if you really worth it, the company either be like, I'm going to pay to keep you, or you can go do your own thing. That's how you get a raise in that type of entertainment world. Or even like say you're an actor. Like if you've been in a bunch of B tier, C tier movies, ain't no movie gonna pay you to be. Even if you in a Marvel movie, you still gonna get 100K. They were doing that to what Robert Downey Jr. was getting regular money, and he was the main dude. So imagine what niggas that was regular tier actors. You're gonna get that until whatever, and then let's say you finally getting a role that's heavily liked, and everybody know you and everybody love you from that role. Then you can start going into these things with a little more. You can go into these meetings with negotiating powers. Like, well, people know me from this role. People love me from this role. Obviously, this movie is well liked. It builds your resume. That's how you get more money in that industry, bro. Like, so for Rory and Mile, like, if you niggas really felt like y'all was worth more, go prove it by doing shit on the outside. Like shout out to Roy. I mean, the Henny Palooza shit, like that shit was always genius and shit like that. I'm not saying he ain't never do anything, but as far as like media shit, like Joe's in the media industry. He's not in the throwing concerts industry, so that don't really affect him unless he maybe do some advertisement and shit like that. But he paying y'all at that point if he doing advertisement at y'all shit. So it would be kind of, it go both ways. But in his world, if you niggas was dropping on YouTube and had great YouTube numbers on your own channels and shit like that, and he seen y'all was going viral, and he seen y'all was being one of those type of dudes, it's like he wouldn't have no choice but to up the value. Like It's like look at academics. Like if him and Act do a show right now, he's not gonna look at them like, or he's not gonna treat Act like, hey, you get this 100K, this your salary. He's gonna be like, hey, it's probably like 60-40. Or it might be 50-50. Like that's just the difference, bro.
Nigga being paid 300 an appearance isn't as stable as being paid. This is my thing. If I thought that the T-Rail guy needed this money to survive, then the 300 would obviously be different. But then also,
nah, I
if
wouldn't.
you
Where your hustle
hold on.
at?
But if you accept the 300, that's you accepting the 300. And even you to say, as Maul and Roy getting 20K a week, Adam lowballing his talent. One, there's a difference between having you being Joe and then having two guys you got to pay, rather than you got Duno, Smack, AD, T-Rail, Flacco, All My Suspect, Lush, this guy, editors, like an entire Gina, like all you got to pay all these people. You expect all of them to get paid a large amount of money? No.
He was,
and also they weren't even, like I said, I don't know when the $300 thing even came into play, but he wasn't even,
relevant. He was paying them niggas 20K a week.
Oh, I don't know where that number came from.
Oh, I'm about to say, Nick.
Maybe I never heard that. Maybe
that's some 20K combined or each. 20K combined may make a little sense, but even then, that's a lot of fucking money.
That's 40K a month. That's about
them big numbers.
That's 400. That'd be 400. I think he actually might have said there was again like $500,000 a year.
And in this game, bro, you're a bum if you're complaining about $300 an episode when the podcasting game is not that lucrative right now, and you get so much fucking free time. Like this shit take 2-3 hours, even if you do your own whole setup. You still got all fucking day to do other type of shit and get other ways of money or other ways of building yourself up. It's not like you getting $300 a day and you gotta be there 12 hours a day. Like it just that
you might only have to do like 10 hours a week type shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you 10 hours a week and you like, come on, bro. You probably could still work another job. I was amazed. I ain't gonna lie to you. The dude that not flying low, the YouTuber brother still worked. I don't know YouTube numbers, but I thought the nigga was so big he wouldn't have to work. But even then, it's like, why wouldn't you though? Like, even if somebody was still choosing to work a good job and get YouTube money, it's like you spend minimal hours. And if you editing, maybe 15 hours on top of that. Like, and if you get money from both, that's not a problem.
I ain't gonna lie, if Rory and Ma was getting $400,000 a year,
shut the fuck up and play your role. YouTube's, I mean, not YouTube, but he was on YouTube, so that's a little different because it's not just podcasting money, but podcast, that world ain't getting that much money, and you already getting big numbers like that. Stop it. 400K. And all you niggas got to do is come to the show. Y'all barely probably created any topics.
That's what I wanted to say. Do you think? Let me ask you this: If you were this is the last thing I'm gonna get about here. Do you if you were Cenat, would you leave for the $50 million?
Leave what?
Twitch.
And go where?
That new what's that shit called? Kick.
And he gotta stay there. He can't be on Twitch.
It's exclusive.
Exclusive deals. I don't know if Kai should be signing exclusive deals
for $50 million.
I don't know if Kai should, like, I don't. So the thing is, like, when Drake signed an exclusive deal to Apple, Apple is such a worldwide like platform. You're not like holding yourself down as far as building your brand still. Like, if you go there, you got 50 million. But Kai, if he keep growing, he's worth more than 50 million. So will his success get capped? Will his brand? Will he not pop? Will he not stream? Will he not be as relevant because he on that platform versus Twitch? Twitch is popping right now. YouTube is popping right now. You go to another platform that
don't mean he can't post clips on YouTube still. He just can't live stream there.
I know.
Aiden Ross still gets like 40, 50,000 people watching him on Kick. He signed a he signed a $5 million deal. He still be going viral for the shit he be talking about.
I don't be seeing him as much. But nah, if that's the case, then salute to him and them building a new platform. If that's the case,
I think you take that and run with it. I ain't gonna lie.
if that's the
$50
case,
million.
if,
If what academics
how
said
many
was true,
years?
if academics said he had to go 30 days straight doing that crazy ass content, and he made $2 million from that, and he not streaming like that every month, so he's not gonna get that every month. Let's just say he pulls in $1 million to 500,000 every month off just Twitch shit. So let's say that gets you. Let's say it makes $12 million a year from Twitch. And just because you go to Kick doesn't mean you can't get advertisements, sponsorships from other outside type shit. Why would you not take $50 million? It would take you 5
How
years
many
on
years?
Twitch to do that.
How many? 5 years only on Twitch, but I guess you could, like you said, you could still do other shit outside. So how many? How many years would it
And this
get
is
you
all
to
off academic. Academics said they offered him 1 year exclusive for $50
Oh
million.
yeah, I might do that. I might do that. 1 year, I might
$50
do that.
million.
Yeah, I might do that. I would want to still be able to post on YouTube. Like not go live, be able to, because even Joe Rogan on Spotify was like, I still need to be able to post my clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like my exclusive, bro. Like Spotify's a big platform, and Joe was hesitant to be an exclusive, like extremely exclusive. So that's just it's a strong word, even for a year when you consider how big your brand is and how it can keep getting bigger, and when you don't have to. Because right now, I mean, he only on Twitch, but he could literally do some restreaming when he on YouTube as well, and he's simul streaming and making even more money. So he really only making that much because he choose to. If we being real, if he going exclusive, I guess only for a year, bro. It's a good comp. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good deal. It's a good
$50
deal.
million.
It's a good deal. They paying what he's worth. For a year, they paying what he's worth. They
Nigga, if a
paying.
nigga came up to us tomorrow and said, hey, y'all can only stream your podcast on. It could be a damn streaming service niggas ain't never heard of before.
Fubu.
50 million? Y'all come check me out on Estepagando Live every Tuesday at 9:30.
Nah, yeah, it's a good deal. It's a
If
good
y'all
deal.
don't come, sucks for the streaming platform. I got my $50 million.
Nah, it's a good deal. When
That's what I'm
you say
saying.
you
That's
still
basically
posting
Jalen Hurts'
clips.
annual salary to stream.
Yeah, and he basically getting 3-4 years, like you said,
And
worth
think
of
about
pay.
it. Who knows what it is? Let's say that like you got to stream at least 40 hours. Or you got to stream 100 hours a month, right? That's in the details of the contract. He streams like 10 hours. So you can just do 10-hour streams and be done for the whole month. You've what's the word I'm looking for? You have fulfilled the contract for that month.
Yeah, and I mean, if he blow up that platform,
He could probably get equity, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
obviously, Kick is a gambling shit. Drake signed over there, Aiden Ross, because the stake and the gambling and all that type of shit. But it's like, I don't know. If they got me $50 million, I'm gone. Especially when I see it's different when it's like you don't know. But when you see your homeboy went over there that's kind of around the same community and he's still pulling 40, 50,000 live viewers, I'm gonna go over there for the 50 million.
It's a good deal. I can't be mad at it.
Especially when it also come off the back of Twitch banning you. Like you did all this shit for Twitch, making all this money, subathon, and they ban you because you doing some like GTA fake sexual type shit. Like I'm cool with being lenient to your top creators. Like you gotta go like, all right, bro, you know, I ain't gonna ban you, but just don't do that again.
Honestly, I would like it because it gives more power to the creator, and it kind of puts these YouTubers and like, or not YouTubers, it put YouTube and Twitch at like a crossroads because you know when they had the ad apocalypse where basically you had to, they changed their requirements to even make it money, but um it basically showed you didn't have as much power because they could take away and ban you for little dumb shit more than they really would before the ag apocalypse. And if now the new wave is to just hop to the new streaming platform, and that's the new Twitch, and now we about to get this hot, and we know we're not gonna get banned and shit. Cause you gotta think at a point in time, Twitch and YouTube is like you used to get shit off, and a lot of people blew their platforms up of being able to be raw on these platforms. And then when they start switching shit up, now they getting banned, now they getting fucked over. So now it's like, all right, now let's switch it up, bro. You're not the cool kids in town no more. We're gonna make somewhere else the cool kids. Like that'd be cool, bro. If we get multiple platforms being able to make this work.
And
And
like I'm looking
where
right now, Aiden
You got
Ross
the
is live on Kick right now, right? And he has 62,000 people watching him. So it's like, oh, okay, on Twitch, you might be, oh, he had 70 to 80, but it's like, bro, 62, and you're getting guaranteed 50. It's not like, oh, you have to do, you getting as long as you probably feel like you have to stream for X amount of time or whatever, but like, you getting that 50 million. Why the fuck would you not go?
Now it'll work. It just has to be if that's real numbers, then it'll work. But you'll be scared to on certain platforms. Are they boosting numbers? What are they doing with these platforms? Because they're not as official as a Twitch. Like Twitch is being vetted by these different advertising companies. They're gonna check these numbers and make sure these numbers thorough versus these other companies. They could be performing and doing things like gambling, little backdoor shit where you never know. So could that affect your brand long term where you're not really getting those numbers? Or if something happens to this platform, it gets taken down and you tie with it. And let's just say, well, let's say this. What if media smartens up and makes an attack towards these new platforms? It's like the right wing platform Rumble,
They did
where
that to
Andrew
academics.
Tate.
They said academics is pushing, exposing rap's conservativeness.
If they keep pushing that, dude, could it work?
Could what work?
Could it work as far as fucking up the numbers and maybe taking these platforms down? You think they could do something like that?
I don't not necessarily. 'Cause I don't think these guys fans care about shit like that.
Okay, cool. I
Like, I
was
was
just
like,
wondering.
like all that academics is a conservative. Da da da. Like, do I think his fans are like, damn, is Ack a conservative?
It
Like
might get Agmo fans.
they know their guy. They know their person. So
Yeah,
all that article shit, the article shit is for people who don't know them, to paint a narrative to people that don't know this person. But if you know the person and you watch the person for years and years and years, when they say he's a right wing, he's pushing into a right wing narrative, like any other right wing propagandist or whatever, it's like, what are you talking about? Because he said he would vote for Trump. A lot of motherfuckers say they would vote for Trump. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make you some like right wing, da da da, crazy person. They even
no, that
try to like
makes
get on
sense.
Meek Mill because he hangs out with Robert Kraft. Like Robert Kraft has become beneficial, I guess, in Meek Mill's life as far as criminal justice reform. Why would he not hang out with him? Because he's a Republican? You pretty much they're saying is you can only hang out with Democrats. Like
Ain't no Democrats try to get me out of jail.
stupid shit. But anyways, that's it for tonight, man. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes in the can. Long ass stream. Um, any parting words, Bryce?
Hope these Clippers win the championship for my boy Russ.
Fuck the Clippers, Lakers all day. Did the Lakers win?
Hell no, they got whooped
Oh,
without
for real?
Ja. And John Morant wasn't even playing. Three of their
Damn,
starters
Lake
wasn't
Show.
playing and they lost.
Damn, Lake Show.
That nigga D'Angelo Russell had
They
5
got me
points.
about 10 points, man. Oh, they came out hard in the first quarter. They came it was
Yeah,
19-30 first
yeah,
quarter. All
they were
right.
put it was getting ugly at certain points. The nigga D'Lo had 5 points the whole game. They just need to stay away from niggas named Russ.
It's all right, man. We you know, we took one at their house. So we about to go back to the what they call it, the crypto shit, crypto now,
Yeah,
the Staples
yeah.
Center Crypto Center.
Hey,
And they're gonna be 3-1 going back into Memphis.
that's how I feel about my Clippers, and that's how I feel about the Warriors because I'm rooting for them. I'm like, hey, hopefully we can grab this momentum when we get back home.
But anyways, I ain't trying to get into a long basketball convo. I know Wardew's starting to get excited over there. So all we got, man. See y'all next week. I'll be back tomorrow on my shit, Different Show. Make sure you subscribe. We almost 800 subscribers over there. We need to get to 1,000. We need to get to 4,000 watch hours. And like I said, any final words?
Nah, that's it, man. Y'all check me out on my YouTube, Emerald Gamer and Reactions. We getting it live over there.
All right, man. We out. Yeah, have a great rest.